What is up, everybody? We are back. I don't like doing this. I'm not really a reactionary guy. I like to be level-headed. Um, I like to things keep things cool, and I like to see things play out before I react to certain things or say things about certain things. But I was absolutely forced to go live. I was absolutely forced to go live. And it's not that I don't enjoy going live with you guys. It's that, man, it's almost as if African American people, us, it's almost we are so hopelessly like addicted to this victimhood narrative garbage. We are so hopelessly addicted to this victimhood narrative crap that it's like if we don't have the ability to play the victim, we don't know who we are outside of victimhood. I saw a bunch of black people coming together a couple of months back, and they were pretty pissed off about illegal immigration. They were pissed off about the fact that illegals were being used to displace African American people. Um, our neighborhoods became inundated with illegal criminal alien migrants, and these people were being given resources that for years the African American community have been told were unavailable. Fast forward to after the election. Before the election, we all kind of seemed to be on the same page. Fast forward to after the election, Donald Trump does what he says he's going to do. He starts getting these people out of the country. He starts getting these people out of here, sending them back to wherever they came from or wherever they want to go. They just can't stay here. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell out of here. And I see African American people not only pretending to care about what Donald Trump does to illegal criminal alien migrants, which we don't care. That's the first thing. That's what bothers me the most. Not only pretending to care about what happens to these people, but trying to use that as a way to remain stagnant when it comes to our own collective progress. And we've been doing this crap since civil rights, man, making everybody else's problems our problem. And you think we would have learned when all these groups who we wanted to help for some reason turned on us as soon as they gained power and started to punch down on us as soon as they gained the dominant position on us? But it's like we're permanent stooges. It's like we place these people above us so that we could retain our position as what we like to call a permanent underclass. But the reality of the situation is being an underclass, in quotes, that's a totally subjective thing. There is nothing about this idea of being a permanent underclass that is written in stone. There is no law that says black people have to remain on the bottom of society no matter what. Plenty of African American people out here, highly successful. Once they decide to go against the grain of, you know, can I say Negroism? Like once they decide to go against the grain of willful ignorance, these people find a way to achieve all types of success. But there's this contingent among us that absolutely refuses to even entertain the idea that we can be better off tomorrow than we are today. Absolutely refuses to even entertain the idea that we are a great people who are capable of incredible things as long as we put our minds to it. I mean, look at the world of sports alone. Black people weren't even allowed into a lot of these sports. Once we got in, powered by nothing more than belief in ourselves, we are at the top of every major sport in America. At the top. Every sport that matters, really. Did we have some like group of cheerleaders or special opportunity that was given to us to help us get to the top of these places? No. these feats are only powered by belief in oneself. You will struggle to find a African American athlete. Sit down and talk with that person for 10 minutes. You will struggle to find an African American athlete who doesn't have an insurmountable level of belief and faith in their ability to achieve whatever they put their minds to. Whether they give the credit to God, whether they take credit for themselves and say, it's all me, it's the work I put in, everything, all these types of self-motivating practices. These people achieved what they've achieved by having an indomitable belief in themselves. And I almost look at our people as if we might be unable to understand. We might not be able to see what the powers that are at play here. But all we need to do is take the confidence that we have individually, the people who are high achievers, and we need to find a way to translate that over to the group at large. Because no one can tell Michael Jordan what he can't do. No one can tell Magic Johnson what he can't do. Nobody can tell Mookie Betts what he cannot do. Nobody can tell Jerome Bettis or Derrick Henry, I think that's his name, what he can't do. You can't go on the field and tell Russell Wilson what he can't do. You can't go on the court and tell LeBron James what he can't do, Kobe Bryant, the Mamba, what he can't do. You tell them what they can't do, they say, watch me do it. But what's so sad is where we were once being told what we cannot do by other people, we are now telling ourselves what we can't do. And they don't even need to put us down anymore because we put ourselves down before they even get the opportunity to do it. And it wasn't like we came out of slavery, entered civil rights, and then we utterly failed coming out of civil rights. We achieved great things. So much so that we silenced a lot of the haters and a lot of the other groups who would perpetuate that narrative that Black people are dumb or we can't think or we can't do the things that other groups of people can do. These people don't even say that anymore. I have not found a white person who gets on any type of public forum and talk about what Black people can't do. But they don't have to anymore because there's this contingent of African American people who, based on their inability to believe in themselves individually, they try to project that idea or that sentiment onto us as a whole. We can't do X because of Y. We can't do Y because of Z. And if I can't do it, you can't do it. Imagine if we as Black men took that idea into the bedroom. Oh, because you can't beat a bitch down to the ground in the bedroom means I can't do it. A Black man will he will rebuke that idea straight back to hell. Get the hell out of here. You speaking for you, not me. You ain't speaking for us. Why can't we do that as a group collectively? Why can't we take the negative, the cynics and the naysayers and say, bro, speak on you, don't speak on me. Because what you believe is good enough for you is not necessarily what I believe is good enough for me. The things that you are unable to do are not the things, I don't believe that I am unable to do those things. Why can't we do that? Why do I see so many African American people? Finally, we're getting a little bit of a leg up. Finally, somebody has acted like they're hearing what we've been complaining about for decades, right? Barack Obama himself said, hey, he did a study. Study proved illegal immigration has a disproportionately negative impact on African American people and African American communities. Now, when the illegal immigrants, the illegal criminal alien migrants are being deported, all of a sudden we want to jump in front of them. No, we're going to be next. They're going to do it to us next. They're going to get us next. What the hell are you talking about? What the did Donald Trump in his first presidential term, did I miss where he deported all these African American people? Did I miss where he put all these African American people in concentration camps? I mean, that's what they were saying he was going to do. I mean, it's at the point where even straight up coons like Stephen A. Smith, Democrat shills like Charlemagne the God, even they are having to admit, they are being forced to admit that all the things that the Democrat Party fed African American people, all the lies they fed African American people about Donald Trump were bullcrap. They're literally admitting it. They're admitting it in public forum. Yo, they lied to us. They act like this guy was a super huge threat. And now they're all buddy-buddy with him. They're all bending the knee to this guy like they never said the things they said about him. Now, I'm not telling you have to support Donald Trump. I'm not saying you got to be a Trump fan, Trump stan, none of that thing. None of that. I'm not saying you even have to go MAGA. What I'm saying is the thing you should not do, what you should not allow to happen, Black America, do not allow yourself to spend 4 years being the stooge for the woke liberal machine, fighting Trump tooth and nail, spreading lies and propaganda about what Trump's gonna do, fear-mongering, while the people who charged you up and put a battery in your back with lies and propaganda go make deals with Trump behind closed doors. See, because this is the path that we're on right now. And I pray that this is not prophetic. African American people we're lining ourselves up to do what we always do. Spend 4 years stagnant, clinging on to nonsense and BS liberal propaganda, while other groups, Jewish people, white folks, Indians, Hispanics, you name whatever other ones, the other Indians with the feathers in their head, while they go and make deals behind closed doors with the person that they told you was the enemy and was a Nazi and was a threat to democracy, you're going to be standing on the front line fighting for everybody's rights like you always say you're doing. Guys, we don't have to fight for everybody anymore. We have no obligation. Maybe in the 60s and the 50s, the 70s, our old idiotic gray-haired grandparents and stuff, maybe they were cool with that. Putting yourself on the back burner while you go fight for everybody else to get all the shit that you ain't gonna get, right? While you are used to remove yourself from the equation and the benefits in the name of other people making progress over you. Because you want me to tell you what's crazy? None of the groups that you fought for in the past, none of those groups are riding with you. We used to ride for the Chicano movement. Where are they? They're 50-50 divided in support of Trump. They literally got Donald Trump elected. The descendants of the people who constructed the Chicano movement. Let's go to the Native Americans. They were making the freaking what's it called over there in the swamps in Florida? What's it called? The what is them fools called? The ones who bought the Hard Rock hotel chain? Damn it. What were they called? I forgot what they're called. Y'all gotta tell me, but they over there in the swamps. These dudes literally made all types of deals with Donald Trump. They made all types of deals with Donald Trump's administration to be able to gain enough money so they could come out here to protect their gaming rights and to protect their ability to operate with sovereignty and fleece and charge the shit out of the United States government when the government needed to use their land or wanted to do any type of business with them. The Seminoles. Thank you, L.A. Thorne. The Seminoles, right? Everyone else is getting a windfall. Jewish folks, They went in with Donald Trump after voting against him in record numbers last election, his last term when he won. They went in with Donald Trump behind closed doors and they made agreements with him that secured trillions of dollars for them and saw Jerusalem become the capital of the state of Israel, something they have been trying to do for decades. Why does it have to be us? Why do we have to offer ourselves up as the sacrificial lamb of ignorance to keep an absolutely propaganda-laced narrative moving forward while everyone else gets to scatter, collect what they can get for the next 4 years, and then in the end of the third year of Trump's term, they can start mobilizing again to launch a political contest against Trump so they can get the White House. They get to get everything they want for 3 years, making back alley deals with Donald Trump. But we got to sit and hold it down and get nothing. In the name of what? Democracy? In the name of justice and equity and all this other garbage that they sold to you? This freaking smoke they blew up your butt? Guys, if Donald Trump was a threat to democracy and a Nazi, why did Kamala Harris, his enemy, certify the freaking election? If he was such a threat, why did the president not call the army up and say, you know what, bro, we can't let this dude take over. We got to go to war with this guy. We got to basically have another civil war or well, they tried to assassinate him, right? Why didn't they stand in the way to stop him? The Electoral College doesn't have to certify the election. The president of Congress, who is the vice president of the United States, Kamala Harris, did not have to certify the election. She could have sent that back to the states and just dragged the process out for a long time. All these federal judges could have ruled that the election was a fraud or unconstitutional. They could have scammed their way out of certifying the election. I mean, they already did it once, allegedly, right? Why did they do that? Because just like Stephen A. Smith and Charlemagne the God have admitted on their respective channels, all that crap was a lie. They were just saying that to try to force you or scare you into voting for them. That's all it was about. The fact that I see African-American people still trying to fearmonger people and, oh my God, Donald Trump, over with lies and propaganda that has already been debunked by even the people who were spreading it. It just shows me what a sad state we are really in. Guys, do me a favor. Let me know if my sound is okay. I think I hear a little crackle in the mic, but I want to make sure that there's nothing going on. I want to make sure there's nothing going on. Hold on. So what I'm going to do in today's episode is I just want to visit. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Ifeolua. Facts, Africulture. This stuff is getting so damn annoying. It literally does make you want to delete social media. Guys, the people who started the lies have literally come out and said the lies aren't true. They've literally said, even The View admitted that the propaganda surrounding Trump was not true. Probably because they want to try to bring him on their show at some point. Guys, Morning Joe Scarborough, there's nobody alive who hates Donald Trump more than him. Nobody. Admit it. Went to Mar-a-Lago, bent the knee to Trump, immediately came back and started walking back a bunch of crap that they had said about Donald Trump. Guys, come on. Now, what African Americans are doing, we're now making up new lies. We're not even making it up. Because what the media is doing, the personalities in the media are bending the knee to Trump and admitting, yo, this stuff was lies. But behind closed doors, the editorial people, they are now producing articles and stuff it's like a small little ebb, right? It's not a crazy, like, rapid, beat. It's a small little ebb where they're like, let's keep on feeding, the lies and propaganda to the people who need it, who want it, who really want it. And who are the people who really want it? None other than the permanent victim class themselves, African Americans. We don't have a real issue with Donald Trump. We just a lot of us made a lot of money. A lot of us made a lot of money hating on Donald Trump. And so the media pundits and the talking heads and the media personalities that we listen to, they're still trying to milk this Trump fear-mongering Trump train, this Trump hate train, for whatever dollars they can get out of it, right? Because they know there's something that will always sell like hotcakes. Black victimhood. It takes nothing to convince a black man that he's a victim. And it takes nothing to get a black man to say, you know what, I am a victim. And everybody owes me, and everybody is to the blame for everything that has ever happened to me in my life. There's a quote by a guy named Steve Maraboli. It says, someone with a victim mindset is always looking for a villain to blame and a situation to suffer from. Black people, what are you suffering from? Anything that's troubling you right now, which the only thing should really be not having enough money in your pocket, that was all caused by Joe Biden. That's the person who hurt you. So right now in your mind, the most important thing to worry about is not what's been done to you and what's currently affecting you. The most important and biggest priority is to worry about what Trump may or may not do to you in this unforeseen future, in this uncertain future. What the hell are you talking about? I got black people on the internet talking about, see, Trump deporting all the illegal immigrants. We gonna be next. And said it with their chest. Like, for real, for real. For real, for real. I got African American people telling me, oh, Elon Musk threw up a Nazi salute. Negro, on what planet has a black person ever had to worry about a Nazi? Please tell me. Please tell me. Please. Please. How many Nazis have you ran into in the last 50 years? Go ask your grandma. Grandma, how many Nazis have you ever met in your lifetime? She's going to tell you 0. So when I hear a black person talking about anything regarding a Nazi, I know they're full of shit, because black people don't even fear the KKK, but they'll keep on talking about it because it gives them an opportunity to play the victim. Just like Maraboli said, they're always looking for a villain. They're always looking for somebody to blame about something. And if they can't find a villain in their current life, they will look for a villain in the past. Let's resurrect some dead villains. We reaching all the way back to Adolf Hitler, dude, to find somebody to be scared of. Come on, guys. Really? That's the best we could do as a group of people? And then you say, well, why are we on the bottom? That's why. Because you're always looking for somebody to blame. And when you got somebody to blame, like Joe Biden, who is really to blame, Kamala Harris, who is really to blame, no, Brandon, they Democrats, so we got to find somebody else to blame. We can't blame them. Why not? Why can't you blame them for something that is their fault? Your pockets is touching. That's Biden's fault. Eggs are $20. That's Biden's fault. Inflation is out of control. That's Joe Biden's fault. And while they continue to punch you in the damn face, you still trying to look like a blind hound dog trying to sniff around to find somebody else to blame. Who you gonna blame? It's your freaking kids. We can blame our kids, Brandon, but we can't blame the Democrats. There's a saying, suffering is universal, but victimhood is an option. Everybody's gonna suffer at some point. Everybody's going to suffer from something. You think these other races of people don't have problems? A lot of criminal, illegal, alien migrants are having a lot of problems right now. They were in America, thought they was winning. Now, sound is clear when you talk, like it distorts. What? Okay, I don't know. But basically, it's like they're having big problems for them. We are literally trying to make other people's problems our problems. We are literally trying to make other people's problems our problems so we have something to trip over. Is that crazy to you? Can't lie. Mortgage rates are 7%. Nah. The black man with a house who mortgage rate, who the black man and woman trying to buy a house. Nah, who cares about my mortgage rates being 7%? Because I gotta worry about little illegal alien children whose parents should have never brought them here in the first place, who are now being sent back where they came from. Guys, how's the connection? Is the connection bad? Let me know. Because I'm getting some people telling me the connection's not great. Let me know, guys. I don't want to keep talking and the audio and stuff is not good. But let me check it myself. Hold on, let me see if there's anything I could do. I'm a refresh this. Sorry. I'll be right back. Just hold on. Hey, how is it now? You guys let me know how it is now. It seems like it's a little bit better. Maybe the connection, the video, the audio, the visuals, or whatever was a little bit choppy. How's it now? Let me know how it is now. It seems like it's a little bit connection, the video, the audio, the visuals, or whatever was. Okay, it seems a little better, but um, I don't know. Okay, it seems a little better, but yeah, we're on the visual aspect. I don't know what's going on. It's like choppy, but we could just stop cam. All right, so just let me know if we can hear. It's glitching on the visuals, but let's just talk. Forget it. But anyway, so we're trying to find this victimhood, right? We're trying to look for a way to be the victim. It doesn't matter who we're talking to. It doesn't matter what good things are happening in our life. We're going to look for a way to play the victim. And I'm literally looking at the situation and I'm like, bro, come on, man. Like we literally just saved our children. We literally just saved our children from a bunch of people who want to see, who basically want to take advantage of them. They want to hurt them. They want to have our kids all confused. They want to have our kids thinking, oh, I'm a little boy, but I'm a little girl, but I think I'm a little boy. I'm a little boy, but I think I'm a little girl. Just madness, absolute insanity. We just narrowly avoided that. Narrowly avoided that. But instead of actually taking the time and saying, whoo, that was close, let's look at how we got there. We're going to jump right back into, oh my God, Donald Trump, he's going to do this and do that and do this, that, and the other. And he's trying to take this away from me and do this to me. And it's like, what are you talking about? I mean, I didn't know so many Black people were like fortune tellers. How in the world do you know what's going to happen before it happens? I don't see anything lining up that supports any of the crap you guys are talking about. I'm literally just like, where? Tell them to, when they come with the BS, tell them to point it out for you. Hey, show me where that's happening. Show me where the president, where Donald Trump did this. They can't show you. They can make up a bunch of lies. They could say something that they heard. They can go read articles that are opinion pieces from the mainstream media, right? Which basically is made to fearmonger you. And they can say, well, it's not really bad journalism. This is just my opinion. This is just my opinion. It's not bad journalism. Let's go. Let's start with the first thing. Donald Trump is ending civil rights. Donald Trump is ending freaking civil rights. KP, you're in here. This guy, KP, was telling me, oh yeah, he's undoing everything our ancestors fought for. You're a liar. You're 100% fucking liar, because your grandparents did not fight for a nigga to chop your son dick off. He did not. Nobody's grandparents was like, you know what? We need to fight for these people to transition our children when they're at school without telling us. You lying on your damn ancestors. You lying on the people you claim to care about, just so you can defend an ignorant ass political narrative that you shouldn't even be supporting in the first place. Please tell me, name for me the civil rights leader who fought for your children to be transitioned at school without your permission. Please, God, tell me the person. Which one of them? Please. Was it Medgar Evers? Was it Malcolm X? Was it Martin Luther King? Was it Kwame Ture? Was it H. Rap Brown? Was it Fred Hampton? I'll keep going. I'll keep freaking going. Was it Elijah Muhammad? Was it Marcus Garvey? Please tell me. Was it Booker T. Washington? Was it Martin Delaney? Which one was it? Please tell me. You're a liar. And the worst part is these people lie just to try to support a bunch of white people delusion. You're lying on our ancestors, disrespecting them. lying, telling me that Martin Luther King was down with transitioning kids who were under 10 and 11 years old. Martin Luther King didn't even know what transitioning was. Stop trying to apply what our ancestors fought for back then to the crazy bullshit that's happening now. It doesn't work. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. What they did, what Donald Trump is ending is all this bullshit that they signed as an executive order was not signed into law. None of this stuff was laws. None of this stuff was voted on by Congress. None of it. A bunch of shit that they snuck in by telling your stupid black ass that it has something to do with civil rights. That's all it's about. If we say civil rights, the Negroes ain't even going to listen. They're not even going to let the body drop. They're going to agree with it. And the white folks who ignorant and emotional too, who try to pander to black folks, they're going to agree with it. Y'all don't even wait to watch the body hit the ground before y'all started agreeing with some of this bullshit that they was signing executive orders on. So Donald Trump went in and was like, look, we gotta rescind some of this crap. This stuff has been totally abused in the name of civil rights. It's kind of like feminism. Women wanted equal rights, right? We were oppressed. Women were oppressed. We want equal rights. Fine. Do you think when those women went out to fight for equal rights, they thought that one day it would make it to the point where their sons can't even find wives? Do you think that they thought that when they were fighting for feminist rights, do you think that they thought that one day it would lead to the point where their son, can't even get gainful employment and provide for his family? Do you think that they thought that one day it would get to the point where their daughters would become lesbians and dykes and studs and be out here trying to be men and talking about I'm not a woman and I'm going to transition? Do you think any of the people who started these movements or who thought they started, a lot of them really just tricked into doing this stuff? Do you think that when they were out there marching, they ever thought that this stuff would get to where it was? Do you really think that? Do you think that when you was listening to Angela Davis sit up and pretend to be a revolutionary, one day she'd be laying up bumping coochies with a white woman working for Harvard? Of course you didn't. If you had a time machine or a crystal ball in 1965 and told those black people what you're doing today will be used as the foundation for all this shit right here that's going to happen in the future, guess what? They would have not been on board with it. No way. No way. They'd be like, hell no. I ain't down with that. See, this is why everyone needs to watch like comic books, like read comic books, watch stuff like the X-Men. We're going to see if we can get our visual back. Watch stuff like the X-Men and stuff. This is why everybody, I think, should watch the X-Men, this TV series, the one in the 1990s one, right? Because there's this episode, there's this little like there's this like string of episodes. I think it's called Days of Futures Past. And it literally shows how everything that happened in their present day, little shit that they did, would have a huge impact on how things turned out years later. There were things that they did that they thought were good that ended up killing off all mutants, the whole mutant race, done, had them all in captivity. Things that if they didn't have people to come back in time and warn them, they would have all thought, excuse me, they would have all thought that what they were doing was going to have a positive effect on the future, because that's what they thought. That's what they thought. But when the people in the future came back to tell them, hey, you guys, Senator Kelly's going to be assassinated by a mutant who thinks that assassinating him is going to make humans leave mutants alone. But instead, that's going to create a situation where the humans are going to approve Trask or Riker or whatever his name is. I think it's Trask, to create the Sentinels, which are eventually going to wipe us out. She's going to kill Senator Kelly. The mutant Mystique is going to kill Senator Kelly. They're going to catch her. They're going to use her DNA to build sentinels that are able to mimic mutant powers, and those sentinels are going to come and annihilate every mutant in existence. They said, damn, we fucked up. Let's not do that. So when you guys sit up and try to tell me that our ancestors were down with this crap that these people are trying to pull right now, go to hell. Bull fucking shit. Bull fucking shit. Show me the ancestor. Please, God, tell me, which one was it? Which one was it that said, you know what we need to fight for? We need to fight for people to be able to kidnap our children, cut off their genitalia, refashion it to what they think they are right now without even telling their parent. They could do that right now. Bring them to California. It's a sanctuary state. Sanctuary state for children looking to transition. And you're telling me that our ancestors supported that? That's garbage. That's a lie from the pit of hell, straight up. But they undoing everything. They're not undoing anything. Trump's not undoing anything our ancestors fought for. Because what our ancestors fought for was signed into law. It was codified into law. The funny farm, gender bending, funny, duddy, silly, putty crap that y'all didn't co-signed on now in modern times, that shit is just executive orders because they can't get it to pass Congress. None of it. None of it. There aren't even enough people in any chamber who agree with it for it to pass into law. Come on, guys. Really? You're really going to do that? You're really going to fall for the damn okie doke, huh? I'm not falling for it. I'm not falling for that. You have to choose to be that damn dumb. So what we're going to do real quick, let's go over some of the facts, right? Because we hate that, right? Facts are stubborn things, a famous quote once said. And, you know, us black folk, we hate facts. Because facts remind us that we can't just feel our way through everything. And y'all know what we love is talking about how we feel about some shit. It don't matter whether it's true or not. Only thing that matters is how we feel about it, Brandon. But how I feel, that's all we worried about, right? And sorry for you, but your feelings, I'm not about to sell my children's future out because something makes you feel a certain way. Ace the straight shooter, 100%. It's all online. It's all, they claim they're reading. No, stop it. Stop it. Stop it, KP. Stop it. You were on Facebook. You said, you ain't never heard me say shit about trans rights and civil rights. Don't put that shit on me. No. You posted on Facebook. This dude is trying to undo everything our ancestors fought for. There is not a single fucking thing that our ancestors fought for that this guy has undone. He can't undo the civil rights bill. He would need for Congress to vote on that to pass a law getting rid of that law. That's how that works. That's how that works. He can't. That's why they codified it. So when a white president who just so happened to be an undercover racist got in, he couldn't just go in and say, we're going to undo all this crap because I didn't never like those Negroes anyway. That's not what's happening here. The only thing Trump is getting rid of is the shit that these people have snuck in using by gaslighting people who are emotional. That's what he's getting rid of. Protecting civil rights and expanding this is what he did. Protecting civil rights and expanding individual opportunity. Let me make this bigger just in case there's some people who might be reading along. I don't know if you are. Okay, that's as big as I can make it. Cool. Okay. Protecting civil rights and expanding individual opportunity. Today, President Donald J. Trump signed a historic executive order that protects the civil rights of all Americans and expands individual opportunity by terminating radical DEI preferencing in federal contracting and directing federal agencies to relentlessly combat private sector discrimination. See, he's fighting discrimination. Because let me tell you what's funny, KP, and all the people who do hate on this. Do you guys know that black men are losing out on job opportunities just so they can hire queer white people? Do you know that black women are losing out on job opportunities? Heterosexual black women are losing out on job opportunities so that they can hire LGBTQ individuals and transgender individuals. Every time they hire somebody because they chose to transition or because they're gay or whatever, they're queer or they're what's it called? Non-denominational? No, because they're non-binary, one of us loses an opportunity. That's called discrimination. It doesn't matter if you're doing it for equity, this word that's being totally misused out of context. You're still discriminating against somebody. Because if this black man went to Harvard and has 30 years of experience and has worked at successful companies and was a part of those companies becoming successful, it's wrong to pass that man up because this white woman need a job and because of diversity, we need her in here. Or even a black woman or if anybody else. How about the person with the most qualifications gets the job? That's what our ancestors fought for. They didn't fight to discriminate based on race. They fought so they wouldn't be discriminated against based on race. They didn't say, don't discriminate against us because we're underqualified. We're unqualified. See, you guys don't even understand the essence of the shit you claim to be mad about. Your ancestors did not fight for special treatment. They fought to get an equal shot. But you don't make every shot you take. We want to for sure. They never fought for guaranteed outcomes. Why would somebody who's intelligent fight for something that they know doesn't exist? And when you allow these white folks and these other groups to lie on our ancestors' name, you allow them to make our ancestors look like they're dumb, like they were believing in pie in the sky bullcrap. And that's not who we are. Go talk to your grandparents if they got sense. Your grandparents are very rational people. Your grandparents are very logical thinking people. That's why your grandma and granddaddy most times got more than what your mama and your daddy got, because they're more practical than your mama and daddy. Because their practicality and their hard work allowed them to raise lazy, good for nothing ass children who grew up and was like, everything should be handed to me because that's what my mama and daddy used to do. Weak men, right, create hard times. Hard times create strong men. Strong men create good times. Good times create weak men. You know how the equation goes. Duh. Now we're going to act like we don't know how nature works and how natural law works. This shit is sealed into the fabric of the universe. You ain't gonna reverse this shit just because you feel a certain way. And our ancestors were not dumb. They were people who came out of slavery from nothing, the bottom for real. Not just you thought, I'm from the bottom like your favorite rapper. They came from nothing for real. I'm talking about dirt floors, using the bathroom outside. Damn, an outhouse. They walking in the woods, getting bit by snakes and shit, trying to take a shit. You discredit everything they did when you go along with this bullshit that they're doing in modern day. Don't blame Trump. You're the enemy of your ancestors, not Donald Trump. Donald Trump is old enough to have walked around with these people. He talked to these people. He knew what these people were trying to do. He donated tons of money to these people. If Donald Trump hated civil rights, why would he fund Jesse donate? He was the largest donor to Jesse Jackson's presidential campaigns. But he hates black people and hates civil rights. Well, don't that beat all? Why did Donald Trump donate millions to the NAACP? Because he hates black people. He wants to get rid of civil rights. Why would he donate money to the Black Panthers? Because he hates black people and wants to get rid of civil rights. Guys, what you're saying doesn't add up. It doesn't make any sense. If you sit down for 2 seconds, you would realize the way I'm looking at this is totally flawed. It's totally flawed. If you go by resume only, just the resume, dog, there is nothing in Donald Trump's history that has pointed to him hating civil rights. He might hate some no good Negroes robbing people in the park. Yeah, I hate him too. because they could be robbing me or my daughter or my kid or my grandma, right? People make missteps. People make mistakes. That's fine. But show me where this man has proven that he hates civil rights, that he wants to rescind it. Never, never. Donald Trump hired people from all backgrounds, all backgrounds. A lot of people ain't never hired nobody. But y'all gonna talk about how much he hate everybody. He's a racist. Come on, guys. Really? Don't be that simple-minded. Let's go to this. So this is what he does. It says it terminates diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI discrimination in the federal workforce and in federal contracting and spending. Do you realize that your government is choosing who they're going to give a contract to based on shit that people could wake up in the morning and decide to be? I could wake up tomorrow and be like, I am a pre-op transsexual. I transitioned in my mind 24 hours ago, and I now want to live my life as a woman who dresses, looks, and acts like a man, but deep down inside, I'm a woman. I just have not severed my penis from my body. They're literally spending your taxpayer money on shit that people can wake up and decide to be randomly tomorrow morning. Do you realize the incredible room for abuse that creates? Do you it's called a vacuum, actually. Do you realize the vacuum that creates in the integrity of our government spending, or the people who are in control of that? Hey son, look, wake up tomorrow. Look, lazy bullshit ass Hunter Biden, if you wake up tomorrow and say that you are a woman and you have lived in fear and you feel like a prisoner in your own body for the last 50 years of your life, I can award you a government contract over a black man because of DEI. They can do that. They're already doing it. That's what Donald Trump is ending. He, Mac 007 is a damn lawyer. We got black lawyers right here. I'm telling you, DEI is not law. Civil rights is law. DEI is not law. DEI is shit that has been piggybacked onto laws, right? It's shit that has been attached to certain laws by certain presidents in order to secure campaign dollars from certain groups of people. That is it. Well, I'll sign an executive order for this. Guess what? 4 years later, the new president could just end it. They know that, and they hope that it happens. That's why they never vote to get it codified. Same thing with Roe v. Wade. They would rather continue to use that shit as a political football or weaponize it politically so that they can win votes, win elections. Next, it eliminates federal hiring promotions and performance reviews. Wait. Federal hiring, promotions, and performance reviews will reward individual initiative, skills, performance, and hard work, and not under any circumstances DEI-related factors, goals, policies, mandates, or requirements. This reminds me of now, you go to some schools, and now as a practice of diversity, equity, and inclusion, they're literally trying to have a prom queen and a prom queen of every race in the school. Listen, man, this is the type of bullshit that these people love, right? This is what they love. Bro, why do you need to have a prom king and queen of every race? Look, if the Mexican girl, the baddest girl on the campus, let her win it. If the white girl, the baddest girl on the campus, let her win it. If the black girl, the baddest girl on the campus, who didn't came fly every day and shit, keeping her hair done and her nails did, let her win it. Why is it always this like, we got to make one for everybody? All it does is cheapen everything. And you put a bunch of people in positions who what? Don't appreciate it. Just like that little gay boy who was head of the environment or whatever. The dude was stealing people luggage at the airport. Y'all know what I'm talking about. He didn't appreciate the position he had because it was just given to him. Why? Because he was non-binary. The link is in the chat. What's that dude's name? Y'all know these dudes. Hold on. White House official steals luggage. Give me his name before I can look it up. Non-binary, ex-Biden nuclear official, Sam Brinton, arrested over stolen suitcases. How ridiculous is that? Just tell me, how ridiculous is that? This man then gave you a job just because you're non-binary. And to show your appreciation for that, you're stealing people's luggage. Bro, you making over $200,000 a year. Easy. Not to mention, you get to go do speaking tours and stuff where you can make a meal easy in a year easily. This boy at the airport stealing people panties, dog. That's what happens when you give people jobs things that they did not earn. That's what happens when you give people things that they did not earn. They don't see the value of it. And it wasn't once. They made a couple of them disappear. This boy kept doing it to the point where they had to fire his ass. I'm with you, Tanya Gonzalez. Why is there a parade for everyone's sexuality? Your sexuality is your business. I don't care what you do in the bedroom. But dude, don't bother me about it because I really don't give a damn. Lewis, my brother, what's up?
Hello there, Brandon.
What's up, man? We got you for
all
a few
right.
minutes.
I love the show. I love your opinion as usual. I have to admit it. You're one of the few people who stuck with Trump from the word go. You've never let up, and you've been right. Listen,
thank you.
When I heard that man speak and say that he only recognizes two sexes, male and female, I said, that's it. That's the man. I cannot believe that the Americans sat back all this time and allowed from Obama to now let the Democrats take their piss, not just out of Americans, but out of the human race altogether for so long. There is no way in this world that the world can be that far gone that they would allow the Democrats to get away with what they've got away with this transgender nonsense. That alone for me is a win for Africa. That alone is a win for me for Africa.
Listen, there's a quote that says, when you choose to be a victim, you give up your power to change your circumstances. See, that's what Americans want. A lot of Americans hate the idea of responsibility because they've been coddled so long. The idea of being responsible for something scares them. So they feel like, yeah, exactly. So they feel like if we let the politicians do anything they want to do, when shit goes bad, we can just blame them. We don't have to accept any responsibility for it. Americans, in my opinion, a lot of them have become weary.
Brandon, your volume has gone down a little bit.
Oh, it's going down? Is it going
on my end in a way? Yeah, come up a bit.
I'm
going to try to turn my volume up.
Yeah. It's probably my connection. But
anyway, carry on. Just carry on like this.
But here's the thing. Just because some of us are idiots, that doesn't mean all of us should have to suffer.
All of us. That's how they've been playing us. That's how they've been playing us. Because whatever America was doing, this Labour lot here were doing it. Even the Conservatives were doing it.
Imagine some guy wakes up in the morning like, I don't feel like I'm a man anymore. I want to be a woman. And your government forces you to bend the knee to his mental illness. Imagine that.
It's madness. Do you know what was happening here in England?
Oh, I already know. Y'all crazy over there.
Well, I mean, things were going down.
People are getting arrested for Facebook posts. If someone says, I heard that people are getting arrested, if you post something on Facebook and it makes someone feel bad, they can get you arrested. That's what I heard.
Bro, listen, about 8 years ago, I turned up to work at this particular bus company because I drive a bus for a living. I got other professions, but that's what I've been doing the last 15 years. I turned up, and if you're a public servant in England, I turned up one day and there was this big LGBT flag. You know the way they do the flag? It looked like a South African flag, but with the LGBT colors.
Right.
Bro, we got notices. If anybody makes any complaint about you, the driver, that you got an opinion about any LGBT person, you was at the door. I wish I could find a letter. I would have read it to you. This was about 8 years ago.
You're fired.
and
You're fired.
it is now the norm of policy. What got me really upset was that everything that black people have fought for in this country, in England, that you guys fought for in America, they used all those grievances we had and gave it to the LGBT.
Yep. They turned your own movement
Thank
against
you.
you. And that's what pisses me off when I hear
Yep.
people saying, "Oh, this guy is rescinding the things our ancestors fought for." No, they've literally Trump is helping you. You have allowed, because you don't like paying attention to politics, you have allowed these people to take what you fought for and
Yep.
weaponize it against you.
Against you.
And what Trump is doing is like, you guys clearly don't know what's best for you. So
Yep.
I'm gonna reverse this shit. And you guys are now ready to fight him. Y'all ready to fight
so
him?
be it. So be it. I think he'll be. I'm hoping he'll. I heard that he's gonna cut a lot of the aid going to Africa. I hope he cuts it all.
Yeah, dude. Why would you want your country to continue to send aid to Africa so African leaders can just keep stealing it?
Thank you. It corrupts. It allowed the Western government to do what they always wanted to do after Nkrumah and the likes were overthrown, and that is for you to be dependent upon them. Those African leaders were taking the money. They got ministers in just to get those money so they can keep taking those money, because most of it ends up in their pocket. They get cushy with the people at the embassy, and then it goes on and on and on and on. I am glad, right? This man is there because he's cleaning up house. I like strict people who mean what they say. All whites are the same, in my opinion. If you get an honest one, I think you're better off working with him. I think good African leaders can do deals with Trump. We don't need him to like us. Just leave us the opportunity to rule ourselves. And if he's gonna cut the aid, that's every African country should be thankful. Because if you cut the aid, it means we cut the coat according to our size.
100%. I mean, I'm never going to be against Trump cutting aid, because at the end of the day, these African leaders have just grown fat off of this. The American aid has allowed them to take advantage of their people in a way that they've never been able to do before, man.
They've been living high off the hog, and I hope he goes further by stopping all the money coming out of Africa so much. I just hope he goes further, because these people have been living high off the hog, and they've taken advantage of their people more than the white man is even doing. So to me, it's a good thing.
Was it the president of Guinea, the guy who was riding around in private planes, private jets? His sons were living in Europe, driving $150,000, $200,000, $300,000 cars, and this guy was at the UN begging European countries for money?
Whoa, there's loads of them like that. President of Gabon.
Yeah. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Yeah, the president, for instance, all the main French-speaking countries that I'm going to pick on them for a bit. Gabon, for once, Ivory Coast, many of the French-speaking. That's why I'm glad those the Sahel countries now are beginning to pick themselves up and say, look, this and that. What we need to do is all that aid stuff to Africa needs to be cut.
I'm with it.
Okay, that needs to be cut, and we've got to make sure they don't go to the cronies of these leaders.
If you go to Africa for 5 minutes, just walk around for 10 minutes, Africa can support itself. 100%.
They ain't poor. They ain't poor. They're living high off the hog.
The politicians are they're the ones who want to keep being dependent on Western nations, because they're the ones keeping all the money. These people, bro, I'm telling you, when you see these African economies, bro, these are strong economies, but they're not unleashed because the governments and the officials are keeping them suppressed. Let me go on to Art, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead.
What up, my brother?
All right, carry on.
Hey, Brandon. Actually, as of today, they did cut all foreign aid has been frozen as of today for reevaluation, except for humanitarian aid for like war zones, like in Sudan and stuff like that. So that's been frozen as of today. That happened today.
Right.
But what I want to touch on is that I'm not sure if you saw the mayor of Chicago stand on his high horse today, telling how he's going to stand down Trump, and that the people that are coming to Chicago from South America and Latin America, they're all indigenous people and they deserve to be there. I think
to be in prison.
He deserves to be in prison. And I want him to, I can't wait till they start raining down on Chicago for him to step in and try some nonsense. And I really can't wait for the Trump administration to take, I want him to be the first example of a person taken through the court system for disobeying legal orders to not even get rid of the regular illegals. He won't even let them get the criminal aliens out, which is crazy to me. They can't even. The Democratic cities have lost their mind. They won't even let them go in and take out the criminals, rapists, murderers, all that stuff. And then I don't know if you saw the video with the Jamaican guy who was getting in the car. They arrested in Boston, I think. He was screaming out, "Thank you, Biden, for giving me a chance." And 17 arrested 17 times, a gang member and everything like that. He was screaming, "Thank you, Joe Biden," as he was being hauled away to go back to Haiti. Now, if that
Right.
ain't something, like I mean, it's amazing the bull crap that's going on.
Right. He's over here committing crimes and thanking Joe Biden. Yeah, Joe Biden telling him thank you for scaring these fools enough to let me do anything and everything I wanted to do. That's all it is a distraction. But all right, as usual, you're 100% right, man. Perry Wallace, my brother, what's up? How's life?
Damn, Tuck, you got to say my whole name, Brandon Tucker. What's going on, brother?
You wrote it at the bottom of the thing.
I just seen that right now.
Right. What the? You literally typed that yourself. That's what you
No,
want.
no. I guess that's my YouTube shit.
Okay.
But nah,
All right.
what I was talking to you about earlier, Tuck, was about the Senate, no, excuse me, the executive order that Lyndon B. Johnson put in. I said he's trying to overdo that, right? So the reason why I was speaking on that, because particularly my grandfather, who works for the USDA for 57 years, was explaining to me how that particular executive order helped him get his job because he wasn't getting hired based off of meritocracy. You feel me? He was literally being overlooked because he was a black man, fought for this country, and being overlooked. And everything that you explained, everything that is in the White House website that you showed me is exactly verbatim what's in the Lyndon B. Johnson. So I'm like, why would you even have to touch that?
Let me tell you why that is no longer necessary. Do you know that the United States government is the largest employer of African Americans in the country?
Yeah.
They ain't discriminating against us no more. So that's what I'm saying. Why do you just keep, when you do an executive order, it's not meant to just sit on the books. America is not a country that should be ruled by decree. And that is what an executive order is. When you let an executive order sit on the books for 60, 70 years, you're actually going against what our founding fathers intended for this country. That's a decree like a king. And it can easily be rescinded by anybody. Let the country work on its own. And when the country makes a misstep or we get lost in the sauce, so to speak, then the president can come in as an authority and a clear-headed person and sign something to kind of right the ship. But it shouldn't just stay that way because it's like a muscle. If you don't exercise the muscle, if somebody already does the lifting for you, your muscles get atrophied and now you just weak and no one's thinking anymore. And that's what's happened in the black community. The government has been standing away for so long, we've lost our ability to just think for ourselves and chart our own course collectively. You see it just like I do.
No, listen, hey, you know me, Tuck. I agree with a lot of what you're saying, right? You know, one thing about me is I'm not a Democrat. You feel me? So that's
Okay.
I've always been independent. I look at both sides. So I'm not one of the people that's just like, oh, this, that, and the other. Like, you feel me? But one of the things that I just say is a lot of rhetoric gets spread about, oh, you know, DEI, right? And I'm like, well, if you look at the numbers, 76% of the people who get into their professions is not based off of merit. It is not.
And
It's not
that's a problem.
but the thing is though, it's not based on from D. It's not. It doesn't come from DEI. It's literally the world of profession is damn near. You get into most professions, and it's who you know more than
It's
what
based on who you know.
It's based on who you know. 70 what they said it. They just said it. 75% of the fucking doctorate degrees that's graduated in the last 15 years with black women, and it was
Yeah.
2.6 million black women without jobs in doctor's degrees in the last 10 to 15 years.
But that's
It's
not
not
because
based.
they're being discriminated against. That's because they're getting doctorates and stupid shit where nobody's hiring. One thing is they're not getting paid what they need to get paid to pay for all those damn student loans. The number one reason why you have so many people with doctorates unemployed is because they can't start at making enough money to pay back all them damn student loans they got. So they're like, why would I take a job that won't even allow me to pay my student loans? So at that point, it's better for them to stay unemployed so that their loan repayment doesn't start back. This is all. There's so much context missing in these type of situations. If you went and spent $300,000 on an education, why would you take in your student loan payments once you start working? Let's say they're going to be $3,000 a month. Why would you take a job making $6,000 a month? You're not going to have no money, right? So that's not something that is just something that can be explained based on discrimination. Also, black women, a lot of black women only want to work in certain environments. And unfortunately, when certain jobs are not going to be the perfect environment for you. I know a girl who wanted to be a nurse working at Kaiser. She works as a nurse in a damn prison right now. Guess what? That's a long way out from Kaiser, but she had to take the job because she couldn't get hired at Kaiser. Is that discrimination? No, it's just there were more people more qualified. But this is what I want to say. When you go based on merit, you actually have footing to sue somebody for discriminating against you. Because if I have a doctorate, and this person ain't even got a bachelor's degree, and they hire that person over me, I could take that person to court and be like, look at all this experience I have, and they hire somebody with a bachelor or who doesn't even have a bachelor's degree. When you let DEI come into the picture, you're literally trying to codify discrimination into law. DEI is nothing more than government-sanctioned discrimination. Go ahead, P.
But I say because a lot of the business practices towards African Americans in this country historically has been fucked up and displaced. A lot of companies don't do business with African Americans, so we have to have certain laws to protect that. You have companies like Walmart and them that wouldn't even sell certain products in their companies because they were African Americans. Even when you're speaking about the NFL players and all that, right? Look at NFL ownership. They would not allow a black owner in the NFL. A majority black owner, they would not allow that to this day.
What person who tried to become a majority black owner in the NFL?
Tyler Perry, Oprah, and Floyd Mayweather had put a group together when they were selling. I want to say it was the Panthers. It was one of those teams that they were selling.
Yeah, and if I'm a black man sitting on the board of owners in the NFL, I'm not letting them fools own no team in my league because it's going to turn into a damn minstrel show about DEI and freaking civil rights.
Can I give my honest opinion on DEI real?
I'm gonna let you get it. But what I'm saying, P, is this: you got to look at who's doing what, because the Dodgers didn't have no problem letting Magic Johnson be an owner in that league. You got to look at who you're dealing with. These people have no experience with football, and these people, whenever the woke band starts playing, they start marching in step. You don't let those.
But a lot of these owners, a lot of the historical owners in the NFL had nothing to do with football. Arthur Blank had nothing to do with sports.
But most of the owners in Depot. But most of the owners in football have nothing to do with politics either. They don't. You don't know what the Panthers' current owner, who he voted for. See, we try to fault people for protecting shit that they built. If you built something from the ground up, do you want your shit to get destroyed because some idiot wakes up and decides he doesn't want to be a man today? He wants to be a woman. And look at how much Colin Kaepernick hurt them, and he was just a player. Imagine if you got 3 owners with such high profile like Oprah, Tyler Perry, and whoever else. They could freaking destroy the league.
I don't know. A part of me, and Tuck, I 100% agree with you on that. But a part of me does believe too, it is a balance that they don't want. Because when you look at like the NBA, right, and when you had the players union, and how they literally changed the game of the NBA, they changed the business of the NBA, and a lot of the ownership are mad because of people like LeBron. People who don't need to go through.
And look what LeBron did to the league. LeBron destroyed the NBA.
And look at what's happening now, bro. The NBA viewership down 53%. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Right.
Sometimes when some shit is going good, you leave it alone. You don't inject a bunch of people in because it's the fair thing to do. I promise you, if Robert Smith or Dangote or some black billionaire wanted to buy an NFL team, they wouldn't even bat an eye. Yep, sell it to them, because these people are about business over emotions in politics. Go ahead.
Somebody's giving feedback over.
Real quick, RV. When LeBron, it wasn't about, their whole thing was It's literally was when in that system, players had no control, zero.
Right.
And it was a system that's been since the NBA been around. Motherfuckers couldn't get the marketing, they couldn't get the dollars they wanted. It was literally here, stay in this team. No matter what you gonna do, you're gonna stay here, and that's it. So people started moving around. Now you have players say, "Hey, I want to play for this team."
And the NBA,
Okay.
and the
I'm
NBA
sorry.
the NBA reached heights that it never reached and probably will never reach again. Listen, all that is fine, giving these dudes collective bargaining, all this shit. But when you got players who put emotions over business and this is not fair and that's not fair, listen, bro, you being born 6'11" is not fair, but you have no problem using that to your advantage to make millions. And when you make your millions, you handing out crumbs to people under you as a tax write-off. It ain't about fair. It's about what works. And currently, they are kicking themselves for allowing that shit because that shit is sinking the NBA. And guess what? LeBron just gonna retire and go spend his millions elsewhere. He's not gonna say, "Let me stick it out and help rejuvenate the NBA." They destroyed the NBA. We needed more people like Kobe who signed a contract, agreed to come play, and minded his own business. And look, if you don't like what they're doing for you, simply don't sign the contract and go play
Yo,
somewhere.
Brandon.
Okay, can I go?
Yo,
Go ahead,
yo,
go.
the teams on the Negro League got sold. They didn't get taken over or shut down. Black owners decided to sell their teams when they had their own control to white people. So it's all about money.
Anyway, we're talking about now. Well, look at Jimmy Butler, for instance.
Go ahead, RF.
Look, the case in point, Jimmy Butler. The problem is the NBA is ruined right now because players are leaving before their contract is up. They give up on the team. They tell the owner, "Trade me, or I'm not gonna play anymore." Just what Jimmy Butler just did, ruining the league. They sign contracts, and in the middle of their contract, they don't like how something's going, or they want you to pick up this player or do this kind of scheme. If you don't do it, they threaten to leave. In case in point, Jimmy Butler gave up on his team, and now the Miami Heat is left, pretty much with just whatever that guy, the one guy, the white dude. So Tyler Hero. LeBron ruined the NBA with all this nonsense of leaving the team before your contract's up. And that's why it's down 53%. As far as the NFL, there's only about 2 owners in the NFL that are intimately like with the team, and the others are just like high up owners where they just own the team. And one of them is Jimmy Johnson, and I think the other one is Pittsburgh or one of the other teams. So yeah, but all this stuff with free will and it's not that kind of league where you can just what, I just want to go over here, I want to go over there, I want to go create a super team. No, that's not how the NBA is supposed to work, and that's why the NBA is getting ruined right now because of players like LeBron James that started this nonsense.
Can I tell y'all something? I think on this channel a couple years ago, what's the boy's name? The Spider, the one who used to play at Utah, but now he play in Cleveland. You know what I'm talking about?
Donovan Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell. I said 2 years ago, the Lakers should trade LeBron and bring in Donovan Mitchell and another max contract player, right? Everyone told me, no, that's bull crap. I said, if the Lakers take the team they got now with AD and put Donovan Mitchell on that team and keep them boys, Dwight Howard and all them boys, they will win a title. They all told me I was full of crap. I didn't know basketball. You don't know nothing. Look at Donovan Mitchell right now.
But to say that started with LeBron is kind of crazy because if people remember, the same shit that LeBron did, Kobe was trying to do. In 2006, Kobe was threatening to leave. He was threatening to leave during his contract. He was going to leave on his contract. And what did? They went and got players for him. They went and got Pau Gasol. They went and got him. He said, "I'm not standing for a rebuild. I'm not doing that." Because he already know the effects. He's seen it happen with people like Reggie Miller. He's seen it happen with other players where they stayed on the team, loyalty to a team, loyalty to a franchise, and get nothing from it.
Who cares?
Here's the thing with
what you mean? Who cares? You wouldn't. It's like if you at your job. And you see your
the bottom line is all those pro athletes, those pro athletes did what they had to do to get to where they were, man. Like,
but the thing is,
who cares?
If you're progressing,
you gotta put leverage in your contracts, like these players are doing more so today. So people like dude in Miami, like, yeah, like it's about the money, bro. Like they're looking out for themselves. That's the theme here. Niggas need to look out for themselves and stop thinking that the government is going to executive order your life into perfection.
And this is what I'm saying. if you got to look out for yourself, don't get mad when the other group look out for themselves. Like, I'm with you on that
Exactly.
100%. The players should be at odds with the owners every year because both teams should be negotiating down to the molecule, trying to get what's best for them. That's how shit works well. You want the player to come in with a chip on his damn shoulder, even against his own damn owner, because he gonna go out there and say, watch me bust these dudes' ass, and then he gonna realize that he got to give me everything I want. And guess what? Time and time again, when you go out there and ball out, the owner come with a big fat contract. Like, look, bro, we got to pay bro $250,000 because we can't let him leave. But the thing with Kobe is a little bit misguided because they really didn't get Kobe nobody, bro. They went and got Kobe a bunch of non-Hall of Fame players, and ultimately what they told Kobe is, if you're as good as you say you are, we're gonna put some serviceable players around you. That's what he didn't have.
He got Pau Gasol, who was an elite all-star at that time, and they won the ring the next year.
But Pau Gasol is not a Hall of Famer.
But the point is, Kobe never gave up.
He's
You got players now that give up in the middle of their contract. They tell the owner straight up, "I'm not going to play," and you're under contract.
But the only reason why you
That's
see
the
that
problem.
now, because the reason why you see that now is because of the shift in the players' union. Before then, you couldn't do that. Before then, and even look with the NFL. Before then, you had players who couldn't just say, "I'm going to hold out until I get a bigger contract."
No.
That's why
Jimmy Butler was under contract, and he said, "I'm not playing anymore."
With Orlando.
I've never seen.
Yeah, Shaq did that to leave the Orlando Magic.
Yeah, he did that in Orlando.
I've never seen Kobe refuse to play like these dudes.
Never.
I ain't
Never.
never seen Kobe refuse.
Okay,
Hey.
but we gotta keep.
Hey, but not. Hey, Tuck. I want to say one thing, Tuck. Speaking on just on this in general, it was about a couple months ago we was talking, and you were saying as far as about black people and thinking for ourselves, and I 100% agree with that because you know when you was talking, you were talking about how we don't lobby anything. How you had made a statement one time. It was like if you went to every neighborhood and say, "Look, hey y'all, we trying to get this on the ballot. We trying to get this. I need $20 from everybody," and we don't do it. And I agree with you. We don't for ourselves get in the argument for ourselves and say, okay, we coming with this money. They talk about the Asian community. That's the lowest voting community in America. But when they come for what they want, they gonna put the money up.
Let me say this, P. You from Compton. How long Compton been dealing with that situation with the potholes? Recently, all the homies is working for the city of Long Beach right now. And they are going around, and their only job all day is to go around and fix potholes in the street. They just had a ceremony where they done repaired over 1,500 potholes in the city, bro. Do you think that happened because black people in Long Beach got together and was like, we need to do something about these potholes? Go to Compton, which is still a largely black city, and look at what's not getting done. And only reason
all that comes from the city though. Like, I mean, as far as all that comes from the people of the city.
But if you told the mayor,
for the people of the city,
black people in Compton still have enough power to choose who's going to be mayor, right? If you told the mayor, we're not voting for you unless these potholes get fixed, those potholes will be fixed. But no, in Compton, they black. Let's vote for them. That's it. That's the only qualifier. Let's complain about everything that's not going right in this city, but keep voting for somebody just because they the same color as us. At some point, you got to get some type of uniformity, some type of get on the same page and start saying, look, just deliver what we want. You know what I'm saying?
Does Compton have the same mayor as the black lady who's in there right now? Is she the mayor of that? Is that Los Angeles or is Compton another city?
Hell no. Compton got its own mayor, but the black lady who's the mayor of Compton, they was so damn corrupt, she stepped down. She was like, I can't deal with this shit no more. I'm just like the mayor of Atlanta. Look, you got black mayors all over the United States just stepping down because they realize what we all don't want to accept. Black people ain't worried about doing shit politically. We worried
Chicago,
about
New York,
Atlanta. Brandon Johnson ain't talking about stepping down.
Yo, Brandon Johnson just damn these niggas and what they want. He just doing what's best for his pockets and best for his political career. When you try to lead come on, he's smart. And black people, they want Johnson gone. Bro, there's more black people in Chicago supporting Brandon Johnson through anything than hate him. I promise you that. They don't give a damn what he's doing.
He is so bold.
I don't know about that, bro. He pretty unfavorable right now, bro.
Well, he's unpopular among blacks and whites because he tried to raise the property tax to pay for them illegals, and they weren't having it, so that didn't go through. So he had to go.
There's a lot of black people in Chicago who are absolutely silent.
But let me tell you something, Brandon. This guy, he's so bold. He's out there defending people who can't even vote. I mean, he's out there defending people who can't even vote. Now that is ridiculous in itself. But if he had to run again, I don't think that he would win just off the strength. Because I mean, Chicago just had a whole bunch of host of bad black males. That Lori Letfoot. Now you got this guy. I mean, I don't see Chicago getting another black mayor.
Before Lori, we had Rahm Emanuel. He was god awful. You know,
Terrible.
it's because it's a Democratic stronghold. We don't care if the other candidate is best fit for the job, like a Republican candidate. They're just gonna vote blue no matter who.
100%. All right, guys, listen, we gotta move forward on this because I gotta ask y'all a question, and we can answer this as a group. Like, I'll give everybody a chance to sound off on this joint. What do you guys think about the Elon Musk salute? Just before y'all say anything, I want to play this joint so y'all could see what he did. And I'm not gonna play the 10-second where it was like, oh, look what he did. I'm gonna play this, and then you guys tell me what you think. Hold on, man. I didn't even switch it over.
It goes out to you.
Elon Musk is cringe as hell.
And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you. Thank you. My heart goes out to you. Yes!
All right, so you guys saw it. You see Elon hit the chest, you know what I'm saying, and then hit the Heil Hitler. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that Elon Musk is a Nazi? Do you guys think he was like giving it up, secret signal to all the Nazis out there, letting them know he's down for the Fuhrer? We will start with I really want to hear RF's opinion on this. Go first, RF.
Well, he is a South African that grew up under the apartheid South African regime. But look, I think Elon Musk is a troll. I mean, I think I think he's a Nazi? No. Do I think he kind of knew what he was doing to grab some media? Yes. But I just think he's the ultimate troll. And he's the just the ideal guy who was a real nerd, and now he's got enough money that he has so much power that it's just it's just he just does what he wants to do. So, do I think he's a Nazi? No. Do I think he's a troll? Do I think there's a chance that he trolled with that little thing? Absolutely.
Okay, P, you still there? Unmute yourself. What do you think? Nazi salute or just him just being awkward? If he's still there. Oh, I think he might be at work. Go ahead, Hakeem. What you think? Nazi salute or Musk just being awkward?
Yo, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, I agree with R, bro. Like, I feel like since he has a huge media company, I feel like he used that as an opportunity to one, show Trump that like you can't really touch me, bro. Like I think he has leverage, and he's just being a troll, and he's just helping Twitter get more ad revenue by helping the circus, basically, that is media. Like because when he said like, oh my God goes out, like that's when I was like, oh yeah, he's trolling, he's doing it on purpose, and he's gonna use that like, oh well, the media didn't like show the whole context. Like it's just trolling. I don't think he's because remember when he kicked Kanye off of Twitter? So I can't. And then Israel and AIPAC, they're all defending him. So I mean, technically, we kind of can't say he's a Nazi because the Jews says he's not, and whatever they say goes. So,
hey, right. That's what I'm gonna get to too. Go to Costa. Costa, what do you think? Is he a Nazi or is he just being a troll?
I'm going against the grain, bro. If it looked like a duck, it quacked like a duck, it's not a goose. It's probably a duck. I believe he's a Nazi. And I think he's just casually signaling to, to that specific demographic of people, neo-Nazis in America. So I agree. I think he is. I think he's a Nazi.
Okay, I'm gonna follow up. in what way does this benefit neo-Nazis in America? Like, what does him doing that do for them?
It just emboldens them to know that they have somebody in such a high position of power who will fight for them. You know, like, I mean, and you could say the same thing. Like, Charlottesville. Like, what did that do for them? Knowing that Trump was in office, it's just knowing that somebody is up there and they will fight for you. It kind of emboldens people.
Yo, Kasha,
Okay.
if I was to play devil's advocate and take your, I would totally say it's because politically he's working on the Eastern European countries like Poland and shit, which he's supporting the far right governments in their political races there. So like it could be a dog whistle if we take that position for sure. Like, but I don't think he's speaking to Americans per se.
Well, no, look at his company photo. It's full of Indians. It's full of foreigners. Elon Musk is a Nazi until it comes to business. He'll hire anybody. He doesn't care. I don't think he's a Nazi, but I mean, if you just look at his company photos, I mean, it's all people who are damn near Indians that he got on H-1B visas that he got chained to a desk working for
I'm gonna
less
say,
money.
hey, Tuck, my bad, but I'm gonna say this. Like the brother just said, I mean, Elon Musk ain't stupid. He knew
Right.
exactly the reaction he was gonna get from that. He knew exactly what he was looking for. And since then, I mean, he posted it. His mentions is at the top. He hasn't been at the top of his mentions since he acquired X.
Right.
So he knows what he's doing now. I mean, is he a Nazi? Like the one brother said, I mean, you know, he is from South Africa. He has probably some elements of certain things, but he knew what attention it is. And it's empowering certain people feel empowered by that. I mean, I don't know if y'all be on Twitter, but just look at the people on Twitter. Look at the average white American on Twitter right now. They feel empowered. They feel it. They feel a shift in society for them right now.
Not the average white American. Come on, man. The
I
average
ain't say
white
the
American.
average. I ain't gonna say the average, but a bulk of them. I mean, but look, you know,
a contingent. I would say contingent.
Because look, hey Tuck, when I told you when I lived in Ohio, right, and I was, you know, being from Compton, I was surprised of how like it felt like I was in the motherfucking 1950s. I felt that. And
If I'm being honest, they off of us. If I look at all the people who are like really racist, they really coming for the people from Latin America and the Indians. They've been leaving black people alone. If I'm when I look at Twitter and all these places where these people who are so-called Nazis and white supremacists, they're not even bothering black people.
They all over. If you go on X, they all over Asians, bro.
They all over Asians and they all over Latinos.
You right about that, and I truly think they believe something that Tuck started out with in the beginning of his life is Black America. In a way, we like they don't need to worry about us because we kind of can do it to ourselves. Yeah, everybody else is advancing. They seeing other ethnic groups coming in and advancing, and they seeing the threat. We haven't opposed the threat in how long?
If you really look at the threat level, black people cutting themselves off at the knees. Like if you said, "Man, I want to be an astronaut," you would get more black people telling you, "Nigga, you ain't gonna be no astronaut," than you would get of any other race, bro. Most other races be like, "We don't care what you think. You probably could do it if you worked hard enough." Black people are like, astronaut. They don't even like black people. It's just stupid shit like that. You gonna start listening to
one of my best friends works for LAPD. He's a detective in LAPD. One of my closest friends, and we talk about that on a regular basis. Like when he goes in certain neighborhoods and stuff, and it's cats that went to high school with him who see him and be like, "Oh man, you became a cop," and he had to tell him like, "Man, I got $500,000 in my savings account right now."
Right, what you got?
Look what the black community did to Nelly and Snoop Dogg. We can't even be in the room where power at. They tear us down. They don't even want us in the room. Well, Ice Cube
did that to himself. Snoop Dogg did that to himself.
Yeah, Snoop is a
I don't care what Snoop did in the past.
Snoop did, let me tell you something about Snoop though. Snoop didn't do nothing that all these white people didn't do.
Exactly.
He didn't do nothing that these white folks didn't do. These white folks was hating Trump every day, nigga. They was waking up talking shit on Trump like it was brushing their teeth. And as soon as Trump got elected, they bent the knee. Why shouldn't Snoop Dogg do that, bro? Got to get it back. Ain't nobody gonna feed Snoop family. You know what I'm saying? If he hit the rock bottom, he understands that.
And Snoop big in crypto and all that stuff.
Look at the biggest difference I think with Snoop is where he tries to position himself for a quote unquote the people, for the community. He tried to position himself in a certain light where it's like, you know, I'm so against this. I'm so like Nelly I don't know why anybody's surprised about Nelly. He's been doing country records with Toby Keith and them for years. I'm like, y'all can
Exactly.
kind of damn near tell
Hey,
when
Nelly got a song.
aligned
He
at.
say Bill Gates, Donald Trump, let me in now. Like
But Snoop
Nelly
was
been.
vocal against Trump, so vocal, and he was for the people. And it's like when he did that, that's why people was able to turn around the video and be like, wait a minute, hold on. This is what you said.
Listen, all I could say is congratulations to Snoop, because it's like, bro, Donald Trump was the right choice from the gate. And look, people like Snoop always gonna go to the winning side. They don't give a fuck about what nobody think. They're gonna land on the side that's winning. And Trump is straight dominating. Like, literally, people who go against Trump, you literally could be like, okay, so you support this, and this. No, I don't support that. That kills your entire argument, because the only alternative, Trump pretty much was either Trump or like hell, basically. So it's like, you so against Trump, you like, let's all go to hell. There's no arguing against Trump right now. And I believe it does set a dangerous precedent. I do believe that. But when you allow people to drag this country down to the point it is right now, you are opening yourself up for that. Let me play this, because everybody gave their opinion. This is my opinion. My opinion is, how do the Jewish people feel about it?
Oh, what was that? Now, as a Jewish person, let me help you guys out there. He's not a Nazi. He doesn't go to Nazi rallies. He's not a fan of Adolf Hitler. Stop it. I can already see the ridiculous media attacking this guy. Here it is. Reuters, Elon Musk's hand gesture during Trump interview festivities draws scrutiny. The guy was talking about space. I'm sure it looked awkward. I'm sure it looked weird. I'm sure if he had a chance to do it all over again, he probably wouldn't go out, throw a Sea-Cal out there to the atmosphere. He's more interested in going to Mars. So he's going to sustain this attack. But on behalf of the Jewish community, relax. The guy's on the good team. He's on Team America. He wants the good guys to win. Vinny. Sustain this attack. He's going to be just fine.
Okay, so here's my thing. You're black. Nazis got nothing to do with you. If Jewish people are like, yo, it ain't that big a deal, why do I hear black people screaming from the top of the hills about it? Lex said it. Let me give Lex some attention, give them some notice, some recognition. I also read that the ADL defended Elon Musk. They said he's not a racist. He's giving them millions and millions of dollars. They've gotten their Elon Musk payola, so they're always going to come out defending him. Like, we have to stop. As far as I'm concerned, if Nazis were in America, to me, that's more Jewish people problem than anybody's problem, because they're not fucking with us like that. Like, shit, we ready to kill each other. We damn sure ain't gonna let them come in and roll us over. You know what I'm saying? So we'll send Pookie and Ray Ray over there. You know.
You know what my problem with black people is? We take on everybody fight.
One at a time. One at a time.
Black people, black people always got to take on everybody fight. If he doesn't, they in there fighting for the Asians. They fighting for the illegals here. They fighting for they fight for every. Is that me or is that some?
I got you. Go ahead.
Right. They fight for everybody except themselves. And so the people who were most offended was the black politicians, because you got what's his name? Al Sharpton on the podium. He did a Nazi salute. Who cares? What that got to do with you?
What that got to do
what
with
does
your
that have to do with you?
Like, I
you
don't
a
really
fraud
care.
anyway.
Go ahead, Costa.
Yeah, I don't really care. Like, let's say he is a Nazi, just for sake. I don't understand how that affects us, you know. I think people they see the activity of the Jewish community and they feel like they can get in front of something because they feel like maybe the Jews is going to be upset about that, because they normally are upset if black people say anything about Jews. But I mean, money talks and bullshit walks.
Hey,
can I say this? One other thing.
Go ahead.
I'm so sick of it's this one black congresswoman who's on one of the committees. I'm sick of black politicians linking the black people and our struggle with the LGBTQ and trans community. I'm sorry. I'm sick of that. I'm sick of them doing that. This lady sat on a committee at the House talking about they want to do to the trans community what they did to black folks. I'm tired of our politicians linking us in the black struggle and the black community in with the LGBT rights and trans rights and all the other kind of bull crap. I'm sick of that.
No, 100%. Yeah, Hakeem, when I'm done with this, I'm gonna hit you up, bro, because you be dropping too much fire to have all that static in your background. Like, it'd be like distorting what you're saying. And you got great points, and I want those points to be clear. So I'm gonna get with you, and we're gonna do a sound check to make sure next time you come in, everything's smooth. Go ahead, P.
I mean, like I agree with everybody saying, but I mean, when it comes to like the Nazi shit, it all depends on your fight and who's dealt with them. Because you can't say black people don't have a problem with them. You can just take Antelope Valley right now. Antelope Valley Skins is one of the biggest right gangs in California, Nazi gang, who's had problems in that area with black folks for almost 40, 50 years. So certain people can say they have issues. You have certain people that take Nazi ideology and try to implement it. Me, I'm a guy who got over 15 years incarcerated. Our problems with the white boys who push the Nazi rhetoric, they don't give a fuck about the Jews in there. They don't worry about the Jews. They don't war with the Jews. When there was a peace treaty in
There's
California
no
prison in
Jews in there.
2006, it's not. It's a
There's
few of them. They
barely
like
any
their own.
Jews in there.
They have their own little faction. But when they pushed the
It's
peace
not
treaty,
enough.
when they pushed the peace treaty in 2016 with all gangs in California prison system to be on the peace treaty, you know who it was? The Nazi gang said, "Nah, we want peace treaty with the blacks." Everybody else said they cool. The Nazis said, "Nah, we'll never sit with them."
Because because they're not into being peaceful with other races. But the whole thing I'm saying is the average black guy in California ain't having no run-in with no Nazis, bro. Like even in Antelope Valley, how many black people really live in Antelope Valley, bro? Not a lot, a decent amount, but not enough. Listen, it ain't so bad that black folks stop moving out there. That's what I'm saying. Like if I go move to Antelope Valley, I'm 9 times out of 10 gonna have 0 incidents with the Antelope Valley Skins. As a matter of fact, I never even heard of that gang. And if I ain't never even heard of it, how bad can it be? I mean, I'm like, you're not hearing about them dudes getting murdering black people on a daily basis or nothing like that.
They hung the one boy in 2019. They hung the boy in downtown.
One
They
guy.
hung the black kid. They hung the black kid in front of City Hall.
What I'm saying is this: that's horrible. But there's black dudes getting dropped like flies by other black dudes in the inner city.
And two, with the Jews, I mean, be honest, man, they victimhood is a little different. They become victims when they want to be victims, and then when they feel like they're not victims, it's gonna be all right. Look, brother.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I gotta be honest, man. Dominique Tatum, right here. You're right. Jesse Owens proved that to Adolf Hitler. Like my whole experience with black people and Nazis, like the real Nazis, like the German Nazis. All I know is we was whooping them niggas ass in World War II. Whoop these niggas ass in the Olympics. Like there's no way they can try to bring in a racial superiority thing on us. And I think that's why they kind of fell off of us and onto the other races. Like these niggas want to try to dominate somebody. They feel like they could beat them basketball and shit like that. Like we're physically superior to them. They might be able to do that to an Asian or a Mexican. They know they're not physically superior to black people at this point. Like even in their own ranks, they'd be like, man, you ain't beating them niggas in running or basketball or nothing like that. So I think they've just kind of moved on. And I think they've also moved on to other races that are actually progressing. Like, let's fight people who are actually trying to do better. With black people, they say, look, they taking each other out. We ain't got to deal with that. But do I feel Elon Musk is a Nazi? I feel that Elon Musk is whatever the people who have been most heavily impacted by Nazis say. They say no, I say no.
Well, see, I think they're familiar with the black community, the races and stuff like that. It used to be black and white in America before all these other people came in. And so now I think they feel that these other people are coming in such large numbers and doing so many big things. They're more threatened by them than they are by the black community, if I'm being honest.
Right.
I mean, we're still only 14% of the population. So the threat of us, I mean, it's like you can literally point where the majority of the black folks are across this country. It's parts of this country that got 0.6% black people in it. I'm talking the whole states, like Montana, like South Dakota,
Wyoming.
There's states in this country that they don't even care. But like I said, for the Jews, I mean, they literally choose when they want to be victims because they won't be mad about that. But let somebody come out right now and say anything about them, a black man. It's all anti-Semitic and all this shit. They choose their victimhood.
But black people do the same thing, bro. Because I got some people right now. They was talking about Drexler Joint saying the N-word, and then the white boy said the N-word, and they talking about he get a hood pass. Every group is selective because in America we're so damn comfortable we can afford to be selective. Ain't no group under that much threat in America like they would like to make it seem. And honestly, I'm gonna be honest, even the Jews are losing a little bit of their power with that, like you're trying to kill us card, because you see what just happened with the Palestine situation. They were very scared because They weren't scared because everyone wants to kill Jewish people or anything like that. They were scared because they felt their ability to arbitrarily, indict people over anti-Semitism was slipping. That's a very powerful tool. That's damn near stronger than the race card, so to speak, like the black card. But people
It is though. It
challenge
is.
those. Right there, it is more powerful. But people are now starting to challenge those narratives, and that makes them very scared. And the sad part is, if you come to California where I'm at, you got Jewish people who will tell you that Israel is a Zionist state and needs to be like dismantled and all this stuff. Not saying I believe that, but you have Jewish people saying that, saying
Well,
no.
the real Jews know that if you're a real Jew,
Those wait.
Well, hey, look, hey, Tuck, you know
Oh
me
God,
personally.
not the cosplay Jews, not
No,
the
I mean,
cosplay
look,
Jews. There we go.
Tuck know me personally. This is my boy for 20 years.
Go ahead,
He know
go
me
ahead, go
personally.
ahead.
I'm Muslim, so it's certain things I'm gonna say that people might not agree. I am a Muslim, so certain things they're gonna say. But if you talk to a lot of rabbis, they will tell you that it's been their country have always had a problem with Zionism. It's not something. Zionism is not the whole Jewish community. It's never been. It's a faction within the community. Like you have radical Muslims you have the Taliban or you have these certain radical groups, ISIS, that is in Islam that doesn't represent the totality of Islam, but they are a part of Islam and they do give certain people a bad rap.
Well, let me say the Jewish community are radical.
Islam just has the monopoly on the radical groups. Y'all got radical groups in every country. Al Shabaab, freaking everywhere you go.
Al Qaeda, goddamn Boko Haram.
Go to New York. Go to New York to one of those Jewish communities.
Islam over here terrorizing niggas.
Hey, bro,
go to New York, where the Jewish community is at.
Now our 47th.
Hey, we're going to the next topic. Lorenzo Sewell, the pastor out of Detroit, at Trump's inauguration speech, man, they over here saying that bro was cooning.
If you play that video, I'm gonna have to drop. I can't watch that again. I'm sorry. I gotta go. I can't watch it.
Like a motherfucker.
I really can't watch it. I can't.
Folks, he was tap dancing so hard up there.
Hey, Tuck, I didn't thought they was gonna bring out the piano and everything for this nigga.
Hey, shit, he gotta get his bread too, bro. I ain't hating on him, man.
Hey, I'm gonna play the video because.
No, please, Brandon, don't play that video.
Hey, Brandon, let's not do that, Brandon.
We saw the video, Brandon. We saw it.
Listen, man, RF, you can't drop, bro. You gotta stand in the paint with everybody else because I need y'all opinions on this because I got some strong feelings about it as well because I feel some things. Hey, is everything coming in? Hey, before we play this, give me a 1 if everything is coming through loud and clear. Everything coming through loud and clear. Give me a 1 in the comments because I had a little bit of buffer that I saw. Also, guys, let me give a shout out to my brother, Mr. Ife Oluwa. My brother hitting us with the $10 holler in the Cash App. Guys, you know we aim at the $30 in the contributions every live stream. We're at 10 right now. So bless us.
My $5 in count.
You put 5 in there?
I put 5, man. Says Abdul Kabir.
I didn't even see it, dude. Like I didn't look.
I mean, we just got to get in the cage. You already know what our relationship gonna be. So
what you put it? You put it on Cash App?
Yeah.
Let me see. I didn't see it, and I only looked at it real briefly.
I got
shout out to you, my brother, for the $5 holler in the Cash App. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody who contributes. Thank you so much. Let me I'm connecting this. Okay, everybody putting 1s, man. They putting 1s. They saying it's clear. All right, let's go here. Let's bring Lorenzo Sewell. That's the way I heard it.
Oh no.
Y'all tell me, was he cooning? Was it ridiculous? Was he inappropriate? Y'all just let me know, man. Y'all just let me know. We're gonna play it. It's 3 minutes, so y'all get to see the whole thing.
Oh, we gotta watch all 3 minutes.
All of it. No, we might cut it short, but
let us pray for our 47th president. Heavenly Father, we're so grateful that you gave our 45th and now our 47th president a millimeter miracle. We are grateful that you are the one that have called him for such a time as this, that America would begin to dream again. We pray that we would fulfill the true meaning of our creed, that we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. We pray that you use our president, that we will live in a nation where we will not be judged by the color of our skin, but by the content of our character. Heavenly Father, in the name of Jesus, we are so grateful today that you will use our 47th president so we would sing with new meaning, my country, 'tis of thee. Sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride, from every mountainside. Let freedom
Lord,
ring, and America is called to be a great nation. We believe that you will make this come true.
oh God,
Let freedom ring from the prodigious hilltops of New Hampshire. Let freedom ring
Brandon,
from the mighty mountains of New York. Let freedom ring
Brandon,
from the heightening Alleghenies of
oh
Pennsylvania.
God,
Let freedom ring from the
you
snow-capped
piece
Rockies of
of shit, bro.
Colorado. Let freedom
Oh
ring
God,
from the
All right, man. Y'all just can't let the brother get through his benediction. All right, man. Go ahead, Lewis.
bro.
Come on, man. We
Listen,
know you got.
listen.
He
Do
couldn't hold
you
himself.
know? Do you know how offensive and how bad this makes Black Americans look in front of the rest of the Black world?
I don't
You
know.
should get hold of this guy and beat the fuck out of him. Okay, listen,
I'm with you on that statement.
bro.
I'm not with you on that statement. Let me just say this: it don't make us look worse than drill rap. I know that for a fact.
I hear you, but hear me out. On the world stage, when everybody's watching, when the important people in each nation making decisions watching, and you've got people like this, some of these people may not even observe what's happening in America until something like this happens. And you've allowed people like this, he even looks like Tariq Nasheed, come on stage and act up, act a fool. If Black America has gone that bad,
What did he say
you
that
guys
was
are in
so
big
wrong?
trouble.
Just give me. Okay. What did he say that was so wrong? Was it
He
what
was
he said, or was
plagiarizing.
it how he said it?
Brother, he was plagiarizing. You've been in the church. I mean, I've been in the church. Most of us Black people in the church, that's no prayer. That's just play acting. A fool, and he's basically mimicking MLK, right? One of the most famous Black leaders ever. It is an
But
insult.
that's what all pastors do.
We're not talking about all pastors. All pastors don't get a chance to come on a world's biggest stage and act a fool. Even the MAGA whites must have felt a bit embarrassed.
But
I mean, this was a big joke.
This is where I got to push back on you. If we didn't demonize Black men for supporting Donald Trump, if we didn't demonize Black religious leaders for supporting Donald Trump, we wouldn't have to get bottom of the barrel. We wouldn't have to see bottom of the barrel Black preachers put on stage as representation for us. Like, this is what I'm trying to tell y'all. Like, we got such a sad situation over here. You got the world thinking all Black people in America think the same. And if you don't think the same, you get demonized. This guy, if you had a list of the top 10,000 Black preachers in America, he wouldn't even be on that list. But he gets the floor because he's the only one who had the balls enough to say, I support Donald Trump. I'm going to open my doors up to Donald Trump, and I don't give a damn what the rest of y'all think. The other Black preachers were like, Donald Trump can't come here, but we gonna let Fannie Willis sucking dick all up in the up in the courtroom and shit, up in the pulpit. We gonna let Nathan Wade and Joe Biden up in the pulpit. So I'm not gonna fault Lorenzo Sewell, because if he's the man, if this is the man who had the balls to stand up to the woke mind virus and stand up to these people trying to transition children and this infiltrating the Black church, more power to the brother, because he stood strong with a lot of people bent the knee, bro. Like this, Lewis, I'm gonna tell you, if you're saying we need to whoop his ass, what do you say to the pastor who read the Bible that say a man shouldn't lie with a man, a woman shouldn't lie with a woman, and sit up and support politicians talking about a man can become a woman and all that shit? They need their ass whooped first.
I can't believe that. Well, two of the worst pastors I've ever seen. Well, the woman is not a pastor to begin with. This guy is obviously fake, where nobody checked on them before they were allowed to speak in front of the president.
I don't know if
you mean to try and tell me? I'm talking about that woman clergy that got on there, started talking all that LGBT nonsense after,
That's cool.
later on.
That's
But
cool.
this
But what I'm
guy,
saying is,
this guy here,
let me
I
say,
can't believe America has gone that bad. Black
you
America has
can't
gone
really
that bad.
but you can't really call Sewell fake because Sewell has put in a lot of work in the black community in an area of Detroit that a lot of black churches abandoned. So like when you go to bro's church is mostly surrounding like helping people with drug addiction in a very bad area of Detroit,
Bro.
like violence off the chain. So how can you say fake when he was doing all that for years before he ever got a call from Donald Trump? I don't think that's fake now.
Oh, come on, Brandon. You've been at you know this score. Come on. You go back in the day.
Okay, can we move?
We're gonna do it. Hold on. But
No, this is too important. You can't just move on. Time in, but listen. This guy, right, was mimicking and parakeeting MLK and taking a piss. And just after he done this, he had the nerve to try and sell Bitcoins with his name on it.
What I'm saying is this. What I'm saying is this. You can say he's mimicking MLK if he's not putting in the work, then doing this.
He's a fraudster. He's a fraudster.
Years. I don't know. I can't agree with you because bro been putting in work.
Can I give my opinion?
Go ahead.
Bro.
Okay, if you ever lived in the South, which I did, and you go past the strip mall and you got those little churches in the strip mall, he reminds in those little strip malls. He reminds me of one of those pastors in the strip mall in a church in the South. No theological training, no teachings of the Bible. He's just a person that picked up the Bible and memorized a whole bunch of scriptures, and now he's a preacher because he's performative.
He didn't quote no Bible.
Okay, let me finish. Let me finish. This guy he was very performative. It was very fake. It's like if somebody opened a casting call and said, I want a black performative preacher. He is the central cast for a preacher that if they did a casting call for a Tyler Perry movie, it would be him. If that was a scene out of a movie, I will believe it. He was very performative. It had no thought behind it. It was just a bunch of gibberish with no kind of thought or any kind of meaning to it. It was just very performative, and I had a lot of secondhand embarrassment looking at it as a black person.
Bro, trying to tell me that he's got no filter, no shame?
He's agreeing with you. So
no, I'm on his side. I'm just shocked that America's gone that bad. Black America's gone.
I'm gonna push back against RF as well. I'm gonna be because this is how I feel about it. If you know anything about the Bible, you're not called based on your ability to speak. You know, Moses couldn't speak good, right? He actually had an affliction of his mouth that made him mumble.
That's not 100% true.
What I'm saying is, it might have been in poor taste. It might have been like cringy, right? I will say it was a bit cringy. But when you look at what he was doing, it was a benediction. So a benediction is not just an average sermon. It's not even a sermon, bro. It's actually where you're just blessing someone. And you understand that when you're looking at the base of Trump, evangelical Christians, they love this shit. With like my cousin Elroy, he's in Texas. Now he's at one of them real down deep water churches in Texas, in Terrell, Texas. They catching the Holy Ghost, falling out of the island, shit like that. He preaches like that. You know what I'm saying?
This wasn't that kind of party, though. This wasn't that kind of party. He should have saved that for his Sunday service.
Listen, he had already spoke for them before at other events, and they said, we like this. This appeals to our base. Let's bring them back. My cousin Elroy would have got up there, and he would have freaking been going ham. He would have probably fell all on the ground and shit and start spinning around. And that has been a staple in black church. It's actually called sanctified, like how they are. That's what that's called.
But we're not in a black church. You got world leaders, the president of France, president of Germany, Switzerland. You got Muslim countries. They're sitting there looking at this guy. What? I'm sorry. What is this? What's going on here? It was so undignified. It was ridiculous. It was undignified. Read the room is what I'm saying.
Yeah. He gave a reason to the critics who was telling Donald Trump, asking Donald Trump why there are no black people in his cabinet. He's just giving them an excuse why.
Listen, let me read this. Errol Allen said, "You're full of shit. He was man enough to stand up against his critics and be a man and not an undercover bottom bitch like TD Jakes." 100%, man. I don't know if you're agreeing with me or you're clowning me, but out of everybody, if you look at the spirit and nature of the people who Jesus called to follow him, it was the people who were willing to stand up against the masses, even when it wasn't in their best interest. Bro did that. Like, he can, when he get that stage, bro could do whatever the fuck he want to do. It's just like black people with their money. It's my money. I do whatever the fuck I want to do with my money. Bro, that's bro's opportunity.
Y'all accept anything. Y'all accept anything ridiculous.
Stop cannibalizing.
Y'all accept anything. We have lowered the bar so much that y'all accept anything.
What I will say to you is this. You're wrong, or if you're wrong with this one, because
Brandon is just running the show, man.
Just a second. No, I'm being real.
Now he being performative.
Wait. No. Who would you trust in the room with your child? Hold on, guys. Who would you trust in the room with your child? Lorenzo, Sewell, or TD Jakes?
I wouldn't trust no preacher, pastor, or priest in the room. Alone in the room with my child. Period. No man.
I would trust the man who stood up against the entire black church, because the black church is totally corrupt. They're cool with the transition and all that. They down with that. Our big moms and shit is down with that shit, bro. 100%. That man stood in Detroit, a black city. Trump.
Why are you expanding the conversation? We're talking about this benediction. We're talking about what happened in front of these world leaders. You're going on something else.
I'm looking at the situation holistically. Bro might have did something that y'all viewed as distasteful, but the man himself, I believe he's a good man. He does good work, and that's the way he wants to handle his business on that stage.
But tell like we disputing he could be a good person. I don't know him from the hole in the wall.
Listen, how can I feel secondhand embarrassment about what bro doing when we got people talking about I killed the ops and bent the corner and slot? Man, we got people who talk about slaughtering other black men on a daily basis in the other countries, eat that shit for breakfast. They love that shit. So I'm not gonna sit up here and be like, I'm embarrassed by this. What he said, I love his words.
Brandon,
he
looked a fool. He looked a fool. I don't care what you say.
Hey,
I'm not finna bend myself to say what I seen with my own eyes. A man looking like a fool, screaming and yelling like a wild hog on the stage in front of all these world leaders.
Hey, RF, can I say something? Can I say something real quick, yo? I get what RF's saying, and Brandon, I get what you're saying too. I just think like the feeling that they had is probably like, damn, this is a guy. Let's just say you have these brothers who are like, okay, we are people who support Trump or whatever, and you got somebody who's a black voice now, and they just put on the show. But then, it's typical black preacher. Most people, that's the show that they're gonna put on. Cause like you said, that's what we see, sanctified. That's what we've came to see.
I don't want that show.
Listen, I get secondhand embarrassment every time I go in a black church. Damn near, I don't see much difference between what he did and what the average black preacher is doing.
No, but you're in a black church with black people. You know what goes on in. If I was sitting in the church and if I was sitting in Sunday service and he did that, I'm not gonna feel any type of way because you're in the setting for that. That's the appropriate place for y'all to roll around and speak in tongues and all the other kind of bullshit that y'all do in them churches. But I'm not looking for that in that setting.
So for one, RF is wait. So for one, RF is a hypocrite since he want to come at us. For two, he don't be airing our dirty laundry. You can do that shit when it's just us in the room, but don't.
Yeah, do it when we just in the room. Well, I know what y'all bullshit is. I know what the bullshit gonna be when I'm in the room with a whole bunch of black people in the church. Just like they doing now, and they even worse in Africa. In Africa, they be rolling, spinning, dipping, and all kind of bullshit over there.
Listen, bro, there's not a single African preacher that you would get, no matter where he's from, who would embarrass himself like that. He will give you a prayer. Trust me, this man insulted every black person in the world, as far as I'm concerned. He done it on purpose.
Brandon was eating it up. He loved it. He if he was in that audience, he would have rolled on the floor, started speaking in tongues and everything.
That's because Brandon wrote the speech. Hey, Brandon wrote the speech. Brandon wrote the message. That's why he was happy he got it the way he wanted to go.
Look, my biggest thing was like, Lord, why is it the same people every Sunday? Why do the same 3 people catch the Holy Spirit every Sunday? Like, why you just throwing it on them, Lord? And why they be the most craziest looking people in the church too? I remember some lady, she fall on the floor. They have to put a sheet over her eyes. Her drawers and shit was showing.
Brandon.
Not the sheet.
Brandon, listen.
I remember the sheets. Yeah.
Man,
Roland Martin done a piece on this. That's when it first came to my attention.
Oh God!
Now, I don't support Roland Martin, but every now and then I have to see what's happening. He done a piece on this, and he ripped his bastards to shreds like he should be. Okay,
Roland Martin
because
coons every time he goes on camera. What are you talking about?
I know, but for this, right, the piece he done it. You try and check it out. That's why it was brought to my attention. And I got a friend who's always on X. You know, he sports Trump. And he told me about this guy. He's embarrassed black people. So I went to double check it out, and then I saw it on Roland Martin's thing. Listen,
the only thing left was to pull out some grape juice and some crackers. That was the only thing left was some grape juice and crackers.
No, I was in
Richard
a church.
Pryor was a better preacher in the film than this guy was.
Look, I'm telling you, I was at a church. They pulled out the grape juice and crackers. I thought they was going to do communion. That fool started throwing it on people. What the hell?
Hey, but that's what happens when you have preachers nowadays who just say they have a calling. Nobody's going to theology school like they used to, or things like that. I mean, those are the part. That's the part of like the black community that's missing is the church. As far as for some people, you know, they've gotten away from the principles of the church.
Yeah, I believe in theology school. I believe in training. I'm just saying, for me.
I know why.
Even as a Muslim, we can't. Even in Islam, you can't call yourself a sheikh unless somebody give you, like in Islam, you can't say, "Oh, I'm a sheikh. I'm somebody of knowledge." If you have no formal training to understand the Quran or the Sunnah to even put it out there, you have to have some formal training to break it down.
Do you remember the first time at the inauguration of what's his name, Donald Trump? The first time he came in, he had a black preacher then. Excellent guy came in, had a nice prayer, very appropriate for the occasion. I'm shocked that in the whole American we couldn't get one like that. This is the guy that I think it was, I don't know. This guy is
you got a Detroit hood rat.
Oh. You remind me of a pimp that pimp preacher that
Lorenzo fooled me, bro.
You got a Detroit hood rat up in there.
You got a Chinese wife too. But listen, man, all I'm gonna say is this: black folks got a lot of shit to be embarrassed about before they start being embarrassed of Lorenzo Sewell. Brother's doing good work. Yeah, he got up there and showed his ass. That's okay. Sometimes that's probably his last time he's gonna be on stage in a place like that. Let him leave his mark, man. But when I look at the comments, the white people love that shit. I love it. He's so in tune with the guy.
But I do gotta ask, why does Trump not have one black cabinet member in his the senators, somebody from Congress? He doesn't have one, but he did thank the black community explicitly during his speech. And I thought that was like interesting. I was like kind of surprised by that. But
man, listen, man, he does have a black. Come on, man, stop fronting. A black dude is in charge of the housing.
No, that was last. That was last turn. That was Benjamin.
That was this time.
He got another black guy for the HUD division.
Okay, who is it? Who's the HUD guy? What's his name?
The ex-football player dude.
Oh, not the one that lost to Georgia. The one that lost in Georgia.
No, not Herschel Walker.
Not Herschel
another
Walker,
guy.
Bro, come on.
Okay,
it's a light-skinned brother.
Bro been working in housing for a long time, for like over a decade since he retired from. He
helped Ben Carson. He was one of the people that helped Ben Carson.
Oh, Ben. Okay, all right. I gotta look it up. I didn't see it. I didn't see it. I'm just saying.
What happened to Ben Carson?
He didn't want to do it no more.
He's just retired. Ben Carson, he had enough.
Ben Carson is old, bro. And you want to tell you, Ben Carson is one of them black people, bro. The dude's name is Scott Turner, who he selected. But you gotta understand something. A lot of black people are gun shy in taking those Trump positions because black people turn on anybody who supports Trump. Like, you guys gotta understand, somebody like Byron Donald, right? First of all, Byron Donald probably gonna run for president at some point. So he's like, I ain't about to be up under your shit, because if something bad happened, that's gonna reflect on me. 2, Byron Donald's own constituents will turn on Byron Donald if he really went and worked on Trump's campaign. Like, black people are so damn ridiculous, bro. We hate anybody who does anything we don't agree with, even if what they're doing is to help us. Look how we did Ice Cube. So a lot of black people are gun shy about even taking positions under Trump. I'm sure he had a couple of black people who he had in mind, but they probably was like, do I want to end my career today? Then they pass it up.
Man, you never lie because I told, man, they just having a heart attack here in California. I was walking around here and somebody said, "Hey, help us defeat Donald Trump." Man, when I told the black person, I said, "I actually support Donald Trump and I wish him the best." Man, they had a breakdown. I ain't never it's just I'm like, can y'all get out of the everybody does not have to vote Democrat. Like, I don't understand why you're just so beholden to it. And it just, you know, here in the US is
Black,
probably just like labor and what's in the UK? Labor and
yeah,
what's the other one?
Labour are like the Democrats, and then the Conservative, which is led by a Nigerian woman now, the biggest sellout in Britain. Complete she spent the first
Wait a
month.
minute. How is she a sellout? Wait a minute.
What? Listen, anybody that joins the Conservative Party, a black person that joins the Conservative Party, 9 out of 10 they are sellouts.
Well,
Okay.
I don't
And
know.
by the
But
way,
see,
listen to me.
you might be the problem right there.
Yeah, no, listen to me. The highest ranking black person before this woman took charge is a cousin of mine. So I know what I'm talking about, bro. Okay, I won't say no more than that.
So, hey, Lewis, I got a
Anybody
question
that
for you.
joins,
Lewis, I got a question for you, quick.
anybody, listen,
Hey, Lewis, I got a question
anybody
for you,
that
quick.
joins the Conservative Party, 9 out of 10 they're black, they sell
Yeah, but
out
what
or
about
they
the
marry.
Indian lady?
Hey, I got a question for you, Lewis.
You know what's so funny about black people
Right,
in the UK?
listen,
They got that
Oh,
Indian lady.
wait. Let
hear me
Perry
out.
ask. Wait a minute. Lewis, somebody wants to
Uh-huh.
ask you a question. Go ahead, P.
Why do you
Go
feel
ahead.
that about the Conservative Party in the UK, but not the Conservative Party in America? You saying that if they become a
No, I
Conservative
haven't
Party,
given my opinion. I was just about to compare the two. They're the same. The Republicans and the Conservatives here. The Republican version of the UK is the Conservative. You understand? Okay.
So we're all a bunch
They're
of
supposed
sellouts
to,
to you.
right. Thank you. They're supposed to conserve family values of the country, so on and so forth. Okay. They don't do anything like that. They're all in bed with the same homosexual agenda. They pretend to be of the Bible because they went around the world preaching the Bible, but they don't follow that. Most of them, the rich ones, have colonial and slavery ties. Okay, and everybody knows that the conservatives are racist to the bone. It's just that you got some conservatives who do it diplomatically, and others who just blatant in your face. They wear the tie and everything. They hate you. I'll give you a perfect example of a racist conservative leader. He was probably Britain's most successful prime minister, Winston Churchill. Okay,
Awesome. I
I
love
rest my
Churchill.
case. There are
I
sellouts from
love
everywhere.
Churchill.
Sorry?
I like Winston Churchill. What's wrong with him?
There is nothing
Right.
wrong
But
with Winston Churchill. What they
listen,
you know what's wrong with the
you don't,
UK? They
right.
got an
Listen,
Indian lady named Sewell. She's an Indian. The Indians ain't giving her no flack for being in the conservative party. But lo and
listen,
behold, a black
right.
woman, she's a
Bro just,
conservative and she's leading the pack
bro
over
just
there,
told us
and
we're
y'all are mad.
Okay,
And
bro just
listen to me
told us
very
we're all,
carefully.
wait. No, you listen to me very carefully. So you're telling me and RF we're sellouts because we're conservatives.
No, because you're conservative for the right reason. They are conservative because they like to preserve white power. Listen
So we're
to
gonna
me.
chalk it up to language barrier.
Right. Right.
right.
In order to answer the first question the brother gave, which is a good question,
Well,
because if you're from
England is
outside,
white.
you're not
Okay,
gonna.
here's the problem. Y'all come in
No,
England
bro.
and
Let me
y'all want
answer
to
you.
change the whole dynamic of the country.
No,
Them people
no,
are white. Let those people be white over there. Y'all want to come
bro.
in. Look at they got the
Listen.
Pakistani grape games that are running. The Pakistanis running around there grooming them white girls, and you
Right.
got all the Sharia law and everything
Mhm.
else. You can't have it your way.
Okay.
Do you
Y'all
guys
want
Right.
to
ever
go to
do you
England and
guys
You
take
ever
haven't.
and
do you
take
guys
over the
do you
whole
guys
country.
do you
Right.
guys
You
ever
have not
consider the
allowed
fact
me to answer your question, brother, because you
No,
asked a very
you
good
talk
question.
you go along a lot.
wait,
You
you got
know you
1 minute.
gotta.
You got
No,
one
I
minute
don't.
to answer it.
You haven't given me a chance to answer your question.
Go ahead, 1 minute. Go ahead,
Okay.
Lewis. You got 1 minute.
The Republican version of UK party is the Conservative. They are conserving all the things that made Britain great. Okay, including the legacy of slavery, so on and so forth. All right. Now you have to remember during what happened during the colonial times. There were Asians were not seen as they were seen as servants, but they were not the lowest servants. The lowest servants to them were Black Africans or people of Black African descent. So as a result, they allowed certain amount of Asians in the top hierarchy from the Maharajas who ruled India, okay, to come into their midst. And the likes of which you saw from the guy who just left office in England. Okay, then you got other blacks who were from some of the chieftain families in Africa who were taught by the conservatives and stayed conservative even when they came to England. Many of them, for example, were the opposition to Kwame Nkrumah when the movement started for independence. So we're talking about class here. Benedok, despite the fact that she was born by immigrants in England and then taken back to Nigeria, she spent the first month of all her interviews, go and check it out on YouTube, slagging off Nigeria. She's married to a white Jewish guy, conservative as hell, doesn't live in a black area, gets embarrassed when you mention Nigeria. Not even the Indian guy done that. But she felt it was open season, hang on, to slag off Nigerians, to let her white conservatives know that if you got me in charge, I'm the good nigga, I won't let you down. She is typical of what you black people complain about with the house Negro.
As I've
So
gotten older, as I've gotten older though, as Lewis, as I've gotten older, I realize something. It's not as simple as we like to make it seem, because some people aren't even embarrassed. Some people are embarrassed of some of the shit that our people will sit up and say and do.
Right.
And it's like, dude, like, you're not even like, if you see somebody who is so like ignorant that they are like destroying themselves, it's very hard to be proud of that. And some people don't have the capacity to say, you know, I'm just gonna accept my people for whatever. I believe that the people who you're calling embarrassed, I believe that those people expect better from their people. And I don't think that they should be demonized for that.
Right. Listen to me. When you go on, those of us who live here know how their racism in England works. And you guys in America know how their racism there works. We only get clips of each. It's only now we're getting to share information more. If you go on YouTube right now, you will see what the Nigerian embassy, which is just a stone throw away from Parliament, what they are saying and the Nigerian government are saying about this woman. Trust me, because of her hate for her people, I don't think they're going to let her stay there for the election.
Nobody is giving a damn about what the Nigerian government says.
Right,
Bro,
right.
You listen.
No.
You corrupt Nigerians. Wait a minute. If a bunch of corrupt Nigerians say bad shit about me, I'm gonna be happy, because to me, people only hate on people who expect them to do better. I think that's what I noticed in the black community. We've been
first of all, let's be clear. Nigeria is one of the most corrupt countries in Africa, and second of all, what I don't understand, what's the problem with black conservatives? So what? She's married to this. She's married. You explained it. You explained it, and I understand what you're saying.
No, I haven't explained because you obviously haven't understood. In England, okay, they are the head of a group of countries called the Commonwealth.
Yes, right.
And there are black people in that Commonwealth who have a lot of sway in what happens in international circles. Right now, Nigeria has a population of 206, about 13. Million or billion people, I've forgotten what it is, but it's a very high population. Lots of people abroad, especially Britain, are taking lots and lots of people from there to make up the shortage of people here. Because I don't know if you know, the population growth here is going down in England.
No, there ain't no shortage of people. They keep importing all these people from the third world, turning the UK into a trash. And you got the Pakistanis, you got Sharia law. The country, the UK turned into a trash bowl, and that's why I hope Nigel Farage wins. Quite frankly,
can you let me land? Okay, believe it or not, okay, the Nigerians here, although they've been coming to England for a long time, they're not a big problem here. 1 or 2 times out of the Africans, yes, they are, but Britain still
say nothing about no damn Nigeria. He said,
hang on, Britain does a lot of business with Nigeria. And if you don't believe what I'm saying, go on YouTube and listen to the diplomatic chats on the Nigerian
Well,
airways,
I'm not
and you
fixated
came
on
out this
Nigeria.
person.
You fixated on Nigeria.
Right.
We're gonna
Listen
go
to
to
me.
YouTube. We're gonna wait.
Right.
No, you listen, because you didn't say a lot. You didn't talk with everybody. We're gonna go to YouTube and we're gonna listen to what Democrat
I don't
leadership
pull up
gives
no bias thing, because you're just gonna pull up anything make your point.
Hey,
Let me be 1,001% clear. Traveling to the Eagles game today is essential travel. If you are driving, just go slow, but get there. If you are catching SEPTA and mass transit, just get on mass transit and get there. But making it to our Philadelphia Eagles game on today is essential. Thank you all so very much, and we now want to take some. Questions. Any? Well, listen, we've got to do this. Let me hear you all say, E-L-E-S, Eagles! Let's go, Birds!
I just know Eagles spelled E-L-G-S.
Yeah. Well, is that the Nigerian embassy?
This is in Philadelphia. The mayor
That's
of Philadelphia.
That's Philadelphia.
Can't even spell
Okay.
Eagles, bro.
Okay, I don't know.
Hey,
I don't know about that.
question for you, though,
Hey,
RF.
guys, wait. Let's give them some context. This lady is the mayor of one of the largest cities in America called Philadelphia. The football team for Philadelphia is in the playoffs. They might be going to the Super Bowl. They are the Eagles. The name of the team is the Eagles. I think it's EAGLES.
That's a soccer team name for Nigeria. Nigerian soccer team is called the Eagles.
Right. Okay. This woman spelled Eagles. She tried to lead a chant. Let's spell Eagles order. E-L-G-L-E.
It's E-A, I think. E-A-G-L-E-S.
That's a campaign. That is a campaign snippet right there. You threw that right in the campaign video and say she doesn't even know how to spell Eagles.
G-L. Come on, bro. This is what I'm talking about. That's some straight diversity, equity, and inclusion shit. It's no coincidence she's running one of the shitholes of America, like E-L-G-L. Listen, the word eagle only got 6 letters. How you mess up 6 letters, bro? Like,
Eagles. Hey, RF, I got a question for you though. When you keep speaking about the laws of Sharia, what do you mean by the Sharia law? What are you referring to as far as the laws of Sharia?
Well, laws outside of the law of the land. What I'm saying, in the UK, these Islamic communities, they try to set up a parallel legal system outside of the system in the UK called a Sharia law system. They have their own Sharia courts. They have their own Islamic marriages outside of the legal framework of the UK. And frankly, I think that's bullshit. You should not have a separate. You should not go immigrate to a country and try to create your own law within the country.
So, go ahead. All right, let him finish.
No, I would say you should no country, especially if you're coming from an Islamic country. You're trying to get away from that, most of them, but then they want to come to countries like the UK and set up their own legal system or ways of law within a country that has its own laws, legal laws. So that's what I'm talking about.
All the thriving Islamic countries that thrives in this world are governed by the laws of Sharia. Saudi Arabia, UAE, all of them. The laws of Sharia is Quranic laws. It's basically
they should go live there. They should go live there because we are separated by church and state. We are not run by religion. If you want to live in a theocratic state like Iran or Saudi Arabia, you should go live there if you want to live under that law. But that's not the law of the land that you're in.
Here's the thing. Saudi Arabia is technically observing Sharia law, but they allow for a lot of what would you call it? Like,
no, that would be Dubai.
Dubai and Saudi. Saudi let women drive now. All types of shit that was haram 10 years ago.
But why would we want to fall under Muslim law?
Listen, man, listen.
Muslim law thrives from the whole base of Muslim law comes from Christianic law. It comes from Abrahamic law. That's all it is.
Well, I don't want it. I don't want it. Keep it. I don't want
it. Denying Muslim laws, then almost denying Christian laws.
I deny it. I don't want it.
Listen, in America, the place where everybody want to come, because they definitely want to bring their ass over here. We separated church and state. We are not under theocratic law. We say that America is under divine guidance and protection, but we separate theocratic law from basically man-made law, because the Bible and Islamic law got some crazy ass rules that nobody is going to adhere to today. Like, you know, there's some crazy shit. I'm not going to start talking about it up here, but you even know that there's some of that stuff that is ridiculous.
Exactly, Brandon. Like, why would you? This is a lot. It's separation of church. If you're living in a Western country, we're not under a religious law. It's separation of church and state. Who wants to live under Sharia law? Nobody. I would rather die before living under Islamic law. That's a Christian law either. To be quite frankly, any kind of religious law. I want separation laws where there's not some imam that's passing judgment over me in some Sharia law court that's outside of the system of a
But
country like the UK. That's
you have
ridiculous.
states in the Bible Belt right now who's speaking about making it mandatory to bring the Bible into school.
Well, I'd rather the Bible before Quran. I'm just saying that's my
the
personal
Quran, all
opinion.
the
I don't
Quran
care.
in the Bible is the same. It's almost identical.
No, it's not.
It's almost
Islam is the most
identical.
out of the Abrahamic religions. Out of the
they're not-
Abrahamic religions, Islam is the newest religion, and
It's
that's
literally if you read the Quran, it's literally the same as the Bible. If you ever read
no,
it.
it is. No, it is not. No, it's not. No, it's not.
But listen, man, listen. The states are not forcing people to accept the Bible. They're just saying they would like to bring it back into the schools. Kids can do it or not. It's optional. Same thing with the sex education and all that stuff. It's optional. Bring prayer back into school. Just like the pledges of allegiance. They took the pledge of allegiance out of school. Do I think it should be in school? Yes. If they say you don't say a prayer every day before school start, honestly, I wouldn't give a damn if it was a Muslim prayer or whatever else. Go ahead, man. I don't think prayer hurts people. I think that helps people. These are things that our kids have lost sight of. Our kids are operating in a godless way, period. You don't even got to believe in God to act in a godly manner, right? So I think adding that as a reference point is good. It's not hurting anything. Now, Sharia law talking about if a woman get touched by a man, or we gonna drop a freaking load of rocks on her and shit, that's ridiculous now.
But that's what I'm saying. If you only can get it from a surface level, right? Anything in the Sharia law is not just, oh, if this happened, then this is the punishment. There's no laws in the Sharia law that says if this happened, it's like when people say, oh, if a woman's a fornicator, you got to kill her. That is not what the law says. That is not what the Quran teaches.
But we don't want to fall under Sharia law. We're not. We're not
but my thing is
Muslims.
this though:
We don't want it.
If you read the Old Testament, it's the same laws, the same.
I don't want it. I don't want. I don't want it. We don't want it.
So
the argument I would make is this, and I'll let P have the last word on all this. The argument I would make is this: if their law was so good, tell them to go build a country equal to America in greatness, and then they could do whatever they want. They can't. So what I would say is let's allow what helped this country get to where it is back in the schools. Everything else, like if the Quran or Sharia law was fruitful and beneficial, you should see shit that's the equivalent of America over there. It clearly ain't nothing like that. So if it is beneficial, I want to see how they're benefiting from it. All I'm seeing is Sharia law or not, they watched a bunch of Palestinian people get slaughtered and just did nothing, nigga. The Quran say you got to go defend your brothers in Islam or
that's whatever. A good point. That's a good point.
Iran did. You had countries that did.
Wait, my brother's getting the last word. Listen, y'all had y'all time. Perry is getting the last word on all this. When he's done, we're gonna end it. Go ahead, P.
I mean, I ain't just want to say. I'm just saying, me personally, I agree with RF says as far as separating church and state. I believe that's the best way. You feel me? Because I'm like, I don't want it shouldn't be where anybody's forced into anybody's system, especially when there's lack of education of people's systems. I'm benefited enough that majority of my life I was Christian. In the last 10 years, I've been Muslim, so I can understand both sides. You'll never see me saying, "Oh, well, the Christians do this, the Christians do that, the Muslims do this," because I've been a part of both sides. My grandfather was a pastor. I was raised in the church. I understand certain values, but it's just the confusion. So I believe the same thing RF said as far as separating church and state. This should be we're going to put this and put that. That's what makes America what the melting pot that it is. The First Amendment, that you can practice whatever religion you want. That's all I'm gonna say, Tuck. You know I love you, bro. You got my number. Man, hit me anytime.
I will for sure. Lewis, we couldn't even hear shit you were saying. You was on mute. What, Lewis?
I've been on mute all this time. This man's had everything.
You can unmute yourself. You can unmute yourself.
I didn't know that. I'm new to this. I'm new to this, brother. So I didn't want to say. What
Brandon
I was
is
going to say
12
is
tribes.
you asked a question about what's happening here in the UK, and I'm just putting you on game. Okay.
Hey, man, let me tell y'all something. Y'all better stop immigration now, because y'all country gonna be a shithole by the time it's done.
One of the reasons why I'm going back to Africa in a year's time and I ain't coming back here is because I've watched the so-called English conservatives, just like the Republicans did, sit back and allow the laws of this country to be run through for mainly the Asians. Okay, mainly for Islam. Those of us who saw England as it was, I came here since 1979, have seen it decline for them. And none of the conservative people are speaking up against it. If you dare quote a scripture anywhere in Parliament, they'll throw you in jail in England.
Listen,
everything the conservatives have sat back and done, and they've done it here in England. Okay, so what you have to understand is that there's nothing to conserve. All the conservatives are pretending. Okay, when a real conservative was in, that Nigerian girl, woman would never have got in. She's there to let them know that she's the shorthand. She's going to put other people in their place. She will never rock the boat. She's there to serve the same purpose as the system in America. They don't represent us. The nearest chance you got is Donald Trump. We ain't got no Donald Trump here. After that's done, I don't see no hope for this country. I am against Islam. I'm not for Islam, but I can live with Muslims. I'm used to them in Africa. But what I'm telling you, what's happening here has been deliberately done with the gay laws and Islam is pushed ahead. And the Bible, you can't even walk
and both sides. And you're saying both sides are. You're saying both sides. You can't even walk the streets and quote Bible scriptures.
You must be joking. Go on YouTube. You see, they will nick you. When I say
well,
nick you,
no, with all due respect, there is a part of free speech park in London where all the people get together. It's like Christians and the Islamics, and they all be fighting each other over.
I want to know what he means. I want to know what he means by they'll nick you. What is that?
Right. They'll arrest you, put you in cuffs, take you away.
They'll arrest you if you preach about the Bible in public.
Go on YouTube and you see it.
No, that's not true.
What do you mean that's not true? You live in England?
No,
you know that
I've been to England before, and there's been street preach. I've seen people on the corner preaching in England.
Listen to me. Listen to me. How long ago was you in the UK?
Within the last 5 years.
Listen to me very carefully. That place you mentioned where they got free speech, okay? That's called Speaker's Corner in Hyde Park. I drive past there 12 times a day on tour. I'm a tour driver. Right. Listen to me very carefully. Go and speak to those preachers who preach England is the worst place to preach the Bible. If you don't know, and these people have sat back, and that's why I got no time for them.
Now let me tell you something. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest.
Their whole society go. So
Can I be honest?
I've already been in here and messed the place up.
Can I be totally honest? I hate street preachers. I hate people that stand on the corner screaming, yelling, and carrying on with the Bible and whatever else. I hate it. Just like I hate them people that play cosplay, them 12 tribe people. Go home. Go to your church. I don't want to hear nobody screaming at me like a wild dog in the streets. I can't stand a street preacher.
You don't have to listen to them. Listen, let me tell you how
I can't help but to listen to them. They in my face.
Right. Do you remember the guy called Captain Hook, Abu Hamza? The guy who had a hook.
Yes, the guy. Right. He got deported back to Egypt, right? He was from Egyptian.
I think he's still in Guantanamo Bay or whatever.
Oh, right.
When I was going to the church, right back in the day, right. Me and my friends went into a Bible bookstore. We came out of the Bible bookstore and we came across him and not him, 8 of his generals. They were called the Al-Mahajirun. We didn't know this is about 15 years ago. Okay? Listen, those people have been so emboldened in England that we those of us who live here are not surprised about the finding that's coming out. Because we live here, we know the reality. I think Trump might have got in too late. Let's just hope for the best.
What you got there, Brandon?
Let's play this. Guy gets arrested for preaching the Bible in UK.
I can be arrested if you want.
Don't put your hands in my face.
I can be arrested
Don't
if
put
you
your
want.
hands in my face.
What's your face?
You put your hands in my face.
You better even make your life with the Lord Jesus Christ.
What are you doing here?
I am preaching.
You're preaching. I'm going to require you to go away.
You can never.
Okay, then I will arrest you for a breach of peace. Plain and simple.
What breach of peace?
Is what you're doing at the moment. You're causing problems, you're disturbing people's days, and you're breaching their peace. Okay, so for that to be dealt with, if you won't go away voluntarily, we will have to arrest you.
I will not go away because I need to tell them the truth. Because Jesus is the.
Wait, so the bums and crackheads and drug addicts could sit all around shitting on the sidewalk, but if he's preaching the Bible, they're gonna arrest him for breaching other people's peace and disturbing their day in a public area?
Yep. I've never agreed with a cop more. Never agreed with a cop more. Get him out of there. And why he came all the way from Africa to do this? This is what he came from Africa to do?
Wait a minute, RF, wait a minute. I don't like the street preachers either, but you're telling me that crackheads and bums could litter the sidewalk shitting outside and bro preaching about the Bible. It's a very public area. It looks like he's on the side of a damn freeway. First of all, listen, the cop was being an asshole because he was like, get your hands out of my face. So he was like looking for a reason to arrest the guy. When the guy didn't back down from him, then he said, well, I'm going to arrest you. He was basically he's abusing the law. He's saying, well, I'm going to arrest you for breach of peace. You're disturbing people's day. Bro, you went up to him. You started
England is the most anti-Christ place. It's the most unwelcoming place for anybody that believes in the Bible. And if you do, you got to keep it to yourself. If you dare quote, the homosexuals will be on your back. And even the Islamists don't even mind. But if you win the argument against them, they still want to get physical fight.
Well,
everything that England preached to the world in terms of the Bible, because they brought it to Africa mainly, although it was already there, they brought it mainly to Africa. There's only 1.5% of the country that goes to church. Most of them are blacks.
Hey, Ryan
England is gone. It went long time ago.
Wait, Ryan Giddit got the mic drop statement of the day. They spread Christianity, then tell the African he can't preach Christ. Damn it. Hey, boy, the white man get you coming and going, boy. I would have went off on his ass.
But they'd be the loudest. I mean, you know, look, he came from Africa. Look, I mean, look, I have come across a lot of street preachers. And if you're going to be honest, if you're sitting there, have you ever been, I've never seen anybody lured in by somebody just screaming and just spitting and just screaming. And you can't even have a conversation with people like that. They're not drawing people into Christ by screaming and yelling and carrying on the street.
You got LGBTQ people screaming up in people's face, bro. Stop.
I want them going too. I want them.
If we're gonna outlaw screaming in people's face in public and stuff, okay, let's do that. But bro, come on, man, let's be real. You got lesbians, trannies, all that screaming in people's face, threatening people, all that. You know, especially in California.
I don't see them every weekend like these guys. They be out there screaming. I mean,
we walk past Church of England churches, right? All the Church of England churches have the LGBT flag flown now, or they get turned into flags.
Yeah, I want y'all to be like the Episcopals, quiet.
Why don't they just like?
Even you don't even see them no more. They literally gone. Most of them have turned into women only. LGBT preachers.
Hey, okay? Most of the Episcopal preachers be women though, but yeah.
Now they're going to turn into that. This is why when the conservatives say they're conserving, I don't know what it is that they're conserving.
Oh, Brandon, I want to get your opinion on. Remember the Episcopal that lesbian that was up there preaching when the Trump came for the thing in the blessing at the church, and she came up there lecturing it and talking about she's not going to apologize. That radical preacher,
right?
What you think about that?
Shit, I don't. Turn what, bitch? I'm just kidding. Look, man, look. I believe there's just a lot of people who Trump winning just has driven them crazy. Like, they're literally just out of their minds. And I believe this is what they want to reduce America to, a bunch of crazy little worker bees. Because here's the thing, they don't mind you being out of your fucking mind as long as you can show up to work on Monday. and do your job without shooting the place up. People are being radicalized, and I think this 4 years, I don't think that we can just say, okay, Trump won, it's over. We're gonna still have to stay at our, at our battle stations for the next 4 years, because the woke mind virus is real, man, and people they're falling victim to it every single day. But guys, I've been serious so long, my ass is hurting. I haven't done a 3 hours in so long.
All right, my man.
Thank
I'll talk to you
y'all.
guys later. All right, bye-bye.
Trump saved this country. If I'm being honest, if Kamala was in office, this country couldn't have, we would be destroyed in the next 4 years. Trump saved America. That's all I got to say. I'm
Black
out.
people going out so sad over this. It makes me sad, bro. But all right, thank you, RF. Hey, have a great night. Okay. Rest of the day. I appreciate y'all being up here. We covered every topic. I was happy about that. And y'all just let me know what y'all think about this in the comments if y'all get to the end. Till the next time, take care of yourselves, but most importantly, please take care of each other. Peace.